need to show up those numbers. You need to keep putting up those consistent performances in order for Talon to find that coordination, find that synergy to find wins, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing the importance of having a really strong initiator.
क्या हाल है
Fit those bills when Talon are functioning, when they are, all on the same page. So we'll see how he fares here today against a 𝘼𝐽𝐻, who's an incredibly flexible player. As you can see, we've got the predictions down at the bottom of the screen, and somehow, some way, of all weeks,
of all players,
Black has not gone for PRX.
Yeah, I think.
Explain yourself.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
You're just throwing Hail Marys out there.
This is maybe a bit of a reverse jinx, maybe a bit of a Hail Mary. I don't know. I think it's just the way that Talon performed last week. It was really inspirational, and if they can do something more, that would be cool.
Right. I mean, for me, look, I'm a basic dude, all right? I've seen PRX play. I'm like, yeah, I mean, they're looking good. They're playing strong. We expected them to play well coming into this. I think they've got a shot. And look, I'm okay being wrong. I'm fine if I'm proven wrong in these predictions, but I think it's
What's up, guys? क्या हाल है? Going by Hello Sparky.
We're all going to be quite happy with this matchup, so we'll keep our fingers crossed that is going to be the case. But now it's time to go ahead, light up the stage, bring the players out, and get this party started.
खाना खा रहा था guys. Sorry, खाना late हो गया आज. Late उठा थोड़ा. Sunday rest day, you know. Monday this song is मेरे को बहुत पसंद है आज Monday तो guys Monday rest day था guys actually Sunday मेरे लिए rest day नहीं हो पाता 2 गेम स्ट्रीम करना होता है ना sorry guys my bad
Alrighty, here we go. Let's get the players out and ready to go. Some hearts being shared as well as thumbs up between Mox and King, making their way out the stage.
No, this is already a chaotic match.
Feels like Fox didn't fully consult Jing with whatever, everything that was going to happen during the walkout there.
I bet it was intentional. They really wanted to jinx that, but no missed fist bumps today.
Yeah.
So far. We've only gotten through 2, Quack. You're setting the bar pretty low. We'll see how it continues as Cruz and Defi will make their way over onto the stage. We did see some curses being thrown out yesterday. Some spells being cast yesterday during the walkouts, but it seems like today no one's going to be playing around with any black magic here.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Cruz didn't come out with a dance. It's just a simple gentlemanly handshake.
All right, excellent fist pound right there. I think each pair has something planned.
Honestly, I think this pair right here is 2 of the ones that we kind of need to have our eyes on for strong performances. Because Garnets, we didn't see it quite as much in the, obviously in the last several series, aside from maybe versus Zeta when he was sub-dead.
Patifan and
Forsaken. Somebody who's been under a decent amount of scrutiny.
क्या हाल पापा नमोर सब बढ़िया Hello Zlex.
Absolute colossal figure when it comes down to controls and smokes players.
Prediction
2-0
PRX.
We have seen those curses. We've seen him get back into that form, so I'm curious to see if it happens again today.
You're right. I mean, both players. Garnets has had some whiffed shots with an operator at times as well. So, I mean, coming down to these 2, that's what it's all about today.
पर कुछ भी हो सकता है.
See a little bit of extra.
A lot of enthusiasm.
Boy, also
it's time
running
we
out
make
to
it
the
a norm
stage to get everybody jazzed up.
It's funny. They haven't been performing that well as far as score goes, but they're in good spirits, and that's important, man.
Always.
We've seen some teams more stiff than others, but these guys are having fun out there, and you love to see it.
Fun today.
Tell you what, fun walkouts from Pat, 100% win rate, because he was keeping quiet in those initial couple series, and last week he actually came out high spirits.
He's letting his hair down.
Was able to play around it. So we'll see if it leads to yet another win here.
दिल्ली आओगे watch party
PRX
पे?
will go ahead.
आप लोग बताओ
break
आना
away,
चाहिए
take their
कि नहीं?
seats, and get ready to have battle commence. We'll have the map selection up in a moment. We'll see where these guys are going to be aiming. Because again, bind back in the pool. That is going to be a
दिल्ली के
critical
watch
one
party का
for the
location
team.
reveal
Would
हो गया है
suspect
क्या?
that PRX would still feel right at home on that map.
Look, we know that Forsaken is that Yoru bind player, but at the same time, we have seen Fox play Yoru as well, but they banned it right off the bat. Why?
It's
sad.
I mean, honestly, I would
Hosh
have
में
to
कहाँ
accuse
पे
them
है?
of throwing if they left it in.
More like banned.
Sure.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because they don't want to challenge PRX on that one, but what we do want to challenge PRX on is going to be Pearl instead, and then PRX clicking Split.
Okay. We've seen Talon, go for split. Obviously, they brought out the triple duelist versus DRX and whatnot, and that was a bit of a whiffed experiment. But PRX decided to opt to go for it. They have looked fairly strong. 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼, in particular, his calling on that map while playing the Viper has been fantastic. And with the follow bands of Ascent and Lotus, that leaves Fracture. So, honestly, I mean, aside from maybe Pearl, which still can have some high-octane play in its own right, Split as well as Fracture for potential map 3, that sounds like
मैं
some
उदयपुर
really
आया था
fast,
एक बार,
aggressive hits
4-5
on sites,
दिन
and that's what we're looking for.
These guys never fail to disappoint. I mean, this is what it's going to come down to. If we actually go to that third map, Fracture is going to be insane. But for Pearl, at the very least, I mean, this is the map that we saw Talon challenge DRX the furthest. I mean, yesterday, 13-2, yeah, it was kind of washed. But Talon pushed DRX to 13-10. That was crazy. If they could do the same thing, that would be insane.
Okay.
But we've got the double duelist still in.
They're keeping it. It's going to be the Phoenix, so I mean,
Oh, भाई, Phoenix Jet
we don't have mirrored compositions.
But we got that Phoenix out. I love that. I was about to say before they clear this up here, is Jin going to go with another unusual comp? I love the fact that PRX, they have their own approach to the game, and they're not changing. And so this is going to be a fun one. I'm just looking forward to getting into this match, man.
I mean, the big question now is Talon. Obviously, plenty of tape on PRX, running this Phoenix on the map, running this double duelist composition. Have they been able to counter-strat it? Do they have
𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼 is the venue. 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼 में बहुत सारे restaurants हैं.
I think it's going to be incredibly aggressive.
Oro
We've
bar
seen how
and kitchen.
PRX
अच्छा,
goes with
announce
this.
हो गया है
It's a
क्या?
lot of individual performances, but also
मेरे को
really
लगा अब तक नहीं
unorthodox
हुआ है.
plays. Jing has hot hands lineups.
All right, well, players are in their seats. The headsets are on.
Let's go, let's go.
We'll go ahead and throw
Are
over
you guys
to your
ready?
casters for today. It's going to be Valdez and William.
Thank you guys on the desk for that wonderful pre-show and setup for this matchup. We got Talon up against PRX. I'm Valdez with William. This one should be a lot of fun. I just hope we get 3 maps because I mean they're friends. We saw their walkout. It was a lot of fun.
I mean these are teams full of whimsy, right? And they're full of action. I mean we
थोड़ा
only
कैम छोटा है हाँ
one
क्योंकि
match today. We might
किल
as well
फीड नहीं
drag
दिखता
it
ना
out to
लोगों
3
को.
maps. And here's the thing
कैसा है
with
one
these
tap?
2 teams, even if it goes 3 maps, it's not going to be a late night, so no one has to worry about that either.
Yeah, they're gonna have a
Cam
pretty
का कलर
aggressive
सही है ना कि
stance.
मेरे को
Both
ऐसा
of them, I
लग रहा
would
है blue.
expect. We did see the agent lineup, so a little bit more standard on the side of Talon. So perhaps PRX can set the tone coming in here on the attacker's side.
Oh, blue light
Did you
क्यों आ
know
रहा है
that
मेरे को नहीं
Forsaken is the
समझ
worst arm wrestler on his team?
I did not know that, but now thinking about it, I'm going to be I'm sorry for saying, but I'm not surprised. All right, I'm just going to say it like it is. But of course, obviously, that hasn't really hindered him in terms of his aim department. Now, talking about the compositions, last time Talon played against DRX here, they did have 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼 playing that Reyna. I mean, none of us really believed that was going to be their final composition, and clearly they have returned to a much more standard setup here with 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼 playing that Killjoy.
चलो let's go.
Well, let's see how this one goes. I think, you talked about the aggressiveness of these teams. We all
जंग भाई उड़ाओ जंग भाई.
I think that setting the tone will be very important, because as friendly as these guys are, once it comes to a competitive match, all bets are off for that friendliness, and it's really going to come down to who can get that momentum going. As PRX are beginning to push on to the B site already.
Yeah, I mean, but they should be very well aware that this has been given up for free, right? Nobody in sight, just a nanoswarm to try to buy time. So they're going to stick the plant right away because they know that this means there has to be a flank coming. There's no way you retake the site without that.
As already the shots fired here on the ramp, going all the way of PRX and pushing through. The nanoswarm is Forsaken to pick up a second kill. 𝘼𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼 will get 1, but he is alone. And I don't think he'll get another. That'll be 3 for Mindfreak as pistol is taken by PRX.
दिल्ली में बस बारिश हो रही है. Birthday gift, happy birthday one time bundle.
Finally got to see it. Now, I mean, I think
क्या है ना, मेरा birthday भी आएगा ना, तो फिर birthday gift cancel, ठीक है?
Just one nanoswarm, that means there's a greater force coming in from behind, and you have Forsaken watching out for that one. He cleans up house. And Mindfreak with a good start. Now Mindfreak, one of the players on PRX that has been a little bit up and down this season here in Pacific, hasn't really been as hot as he used to be. I think fans would love to see him, get on this hot start right away.
Yeah, definitely a good start here from the pistol round. Let's see how it continues. As now PRX is going to head towards the A site, which you guys will note, everybody on the side of Talon is sitting in the spawn. And just waiting. I hope there's no issue or anything like that.
Looks like...
Maybe they're just waiting for the plants and they're all just gonna...
yeah, maybe.
Run in together? I mean,
I think maybe they're just saying we're not gonna fight it. Maybe they missed something in the beginning of the round here, yeah. So just 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐻 watching after his teammates. We'll find out afterwards if
spike se mar jayenge
or not. But either way, the game continues for the time being. Now, I mean, at the end of the day, if you weren't already stacking A site, then you might as well die to the spike. Now the problem is, will they die to the spike? Because something is sniffing this out.
Oh, something's going to push out here. He might get in a bit of trouble himself as, never mind, Forsaken gets the perfect timing, and 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐻 will get one, and Fox picks up a second.
So,
couple of kills. Going to go over to the side of Talon, and
Forsaken और farming कर लिया.
Well, given how that round started with Talon, I think they got a lot more kills than they expected to.
ठीक है, not a bad idea. फिर भी 2 kill तो मिल गए.
उनका
नसीब खराब था, दोनों के पास घोस्ट था.
Nothing too lost. I believe maybe the same thing could be said for Forsaken. So
yeah, there were 3 players that brought in Ghost to the second round after winning the pistol round.
Yeah.
So definitely saving
Forsaken को और मिल गए मस्त. कितने 2 और में उसका ult आ जाएगा.
On round 3 for something. He has come to play the game, William.
On attacking side, in their bonus, you're gonna buy down to an operator. I mean, something wants to set the tone from the get-go. I'm just going to say it like it is. This is an ego play, all right? I mean, not many players will have the confidence to do this, but something says, well, Talon, they're just another team. Like, that's how he talks about Valorant. If you listen to his interviews, he says, well, I haven't changed. I'm playing on a new stage, but I'm still playing the same video game. So, why does that matter? Well, we're seeing that confidence show up here. And with that operator, that's been, that's given them the opportunity to just kind of waltz into B long, no problem.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking about the map as well, it's Pearl, so you have this long B main kind of alleyway, so this is one of the better maps to kind of go for something like this. Although I do agree with you, it is a bit aggressive.
पहले मेरे को लगा बेचारा Mindfreak के साथ timing होएगा.
Okay, they are slow pushing onto the B site right now. You see Cruz immediately going to get his head taken out by Devi, and that is going to be the entire site empty here. Foxes does get one, but 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐻 now is just, he's all the way on the A side. He's not going to be challenging this one anytime soon.
And just that time, we saw Mindfreak with the great lurk. I mean, last time when we first saw Forsaken playing that kill,
मारो जंग भाई मारो, जंग भाई, आगे जाओ जंग भाई, आपका ult आ जाएगा जंग भाई.
And it pays off, right? Pat just not aware that he could already be planted in. Kind of lackadaisical as he tries to provide backup through B link. And also the way that they targeted B Hall, I mean, you can tell at PRX they're not taking any chances. In fact, in some ways they're playing much less chaotic than they do oftentimes against other teams, as crazy as that sounds. Because while we're waiting for the spike to go off, if you think back to what happened in that round, let's see we're on that site. As they target B Hall in the back of the site, 𝘼𝐿𝐻 flashes into Hall, but he doesn't push in. He has teammates providing crossfire across at an angle, and that completely ties up 𝘼𝐿𝐻, and he doesn't know where to look. Once he gets tagged a little bit, he's afraid that 𝘼𝐿𝐻's still going to push him, so he goes back to look at Hall, at which point 𝘼𝐿𝐻 is now wrapped around through the site. Just a great bait and switch there.
Yeah, so now
why Talon is not trying to fight? They had a killjoy set up at B, but
because Forsaken has 6 kills.
I don't know.
Talked about the lurk, started with that, the push,
Weird.
very methodical.
They're not in good trade
and a very
positions.
clean round goes the way of PRX.
We are perhaps looking at the beginning of what an ideal speed run of Valorant looks like, right? Get round 3 operator, get round 4 lockdown, continue all your wins. I mean, you're going to get run it back potentially this round. That's going to open up another site.
Oh, and something just pushes through the harbor wall, picks his head off here, and Mindfreak just hanging around in mid plaza, just picking people off one by one. He gets the first as he'll be hanging around the doorway here, and the push is clean as something is in with the shorty. He doesn't even need to use his operator, as now is free. As of course, not a big buy here for Talon, of course, after spending everything on the last round, but still. The dominance continues as Mindfreak sees the barrel of the classic and will take his free kill.
Yeah, Mindfreak definitely looks a lot more dialed in today than some of their previous games. Obviously, this game has been going very well in favor of PRX, but just his focus, his sight lines, his reactions to seeing these barrels has been very good in the past couple of rounds. So my eyes are on him, see if we're kind of seeing the resurgence of Mindfreak. But, I mean, something to have the confidence to push through. Now, I mean, that cascade coming out from Arc, you can definitely assume that, okay, they're trying to vie for a spot near the ult orb on A main. They've got shorter weapons. It's probably something like a shorty or whatnot. So, I mean, it's no surprise that something expects someone there. But the fact that he chooses to go out, having faith that even if he gets taken out, you know, someone else will trade for him. And maybe it would have been Jing who would have then gotten the run it back right away. They would have still broken up the site.
Yeah. And it's very aggressive. You don't have to do that, but something gets in. Picks up 2 kills on the round. And
back to CS.
Continues with the dominance here. 4 rounds in a row to the side of PRX. Now, once again, we do have a buy round here for Talon, but, you know, of course, they didn't have to use the lockdown. They have run it back, as you mentioned before, as they should for this round. So, should still be a strong position here for PRX.
All right, so if you've been watching, you know, all the different VCT leagues, you'll know that the B site is the prime spot for a lot of teams, right? I mean, if you can just get in, plant the spike, it's so hard to retake. And quite frankly, with a combination like Harbor, it is fairly easy to plant as well. I mean, it takes so much effort to hold on to the site.
I'm not going to
𝘼𝐽𝐿 trying to wait as long as possible. He expects the operators trying to draw out the shot, but now he's going to get trapped in by the hot hands.
Oh, God. He is just in the corner. He actually finds a nice little nook here.
Yeah.
A little bit of spray, but at the same time, as you mentioned, it gives them the plans, right? And this is not going to be an easy retake here for Talon. Let's see how they attack it.
Yeah, I mean, worst comes to worst, Mindfreak has that Cosmic Divide as well. That is a very deep high tide here, which tells me that Pat wants to fight this.
All right, well, they're able to take out the run it back, as divided they are, as trying to get this defuse off, but pushing in is Forsaken, picks off 2. And right here in main, they are just spraying on through. Pat does not have a chance, picks off 1, and that is all that he will pick off. A couple of guys are taken out on the side of PRX, but they continue 5-0.
So the idea there from Talon, they throw out this deep high tide just to avoid, you know, the potential operator all the way at the top of being long. And then they're kind of relying on the Cove, you know, being able to draw out some time, maybe get the half defuse ideally, but obviously they were ready to try to trade as soon as it goes down. They expect it to be broken, but here's the thing, I wonder if it was worth that, right? Why not put the high tide closer to really ensure that the half is done while the Cove is up? I mean, perhaps, you know, they have better ideas in mind if they got the initial trades. They knew that at the end of the day, you have to get the kills to retake that site. I think that's the bottom line. It just goes to show that B site it's a bit of a kind of thorn in the side here for a lot of defending teams, right?
Yeah.
And that's why on these pistols, you see teams like Talon, they push out of A, just try to wrap around. And if that didn't even work, didn't get you that 1-round win that you wanted, you're now looking at a 0-5.
Yeah. Well, they dropped the pistol round. They lost the bonus. Talking about Talon here. And
something I want kills from you. What the hell?
You guys can read that for yourself.
I mean, listen, they'll be great at Valorant.
Absolutely, you know. The next generation, perhaps. Valorant 2 in the future, who knows? And, yeah, I mean, economy's fantastic here for the side of PRX. Something has held on to his operator. Hasn't been really stacking up the kills because Forsaken and Mindfreak are just stealing all of them away.
Yes.
Before he gets a chance.
Forsaken has been farming. Mindfreak 7-0-3. You know, even though the match overall is one-sided so far, I think still credit to Mindfreak. He's clearly been kind of focusing back in here on his prep, on his practice. 𝘼𝐽𝐿.
Here we go again.
I mean,
well,
भाई तो turret
Listen,
screen के
and
पीछे
what
लगा
more
के
is
इधर
it?
खड़ा
Yeah,
रहने का
sure.
मतलब ही
Yes,
क्या
yes.
हुआ?
he's just trying to hold the angle. Maybe he can take someone's head off, but yeah, pretty rough.
But I think that sequence right there on B long just goes to show how good something is, right? I mean, again, even with the opponents having weaker weapons, he doesn't take any chances. He's constantly jiggle peeking on these close angles to ensure that he wins the duel no matter what. And now A's been broken open. I mean, this is looking rough because here's what's starting to happen. As Talon says, okay, well, B side, man, what are we gonna do? Maybe we got to have backup come faster. Let's have the harbor nearby so we can draw even more
Talon ने
time.
इसके पहले Zeta को हराया
But
ना?
then, you know, obviously this was an eco, but I think it just goes to show if something's opening up the first kill with the operator every time, your homework is now no longer the site. It's now something, right?
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
चलो 13-0
Well,
हो
I mean,
गया
you
तो
have
मैं
to
एक
have
battle
some kind
pass
of plan,
गिव
right? You
करता हूँ
have
बस.
to have maybe some kind of combination, you know, throw out some flashes onto B long and see if maybe you can at least push him out of the area where he's just able to get all the room, right? So if he's able to just run and just do whatever he wants and just constantly peek you over and over, and you don't do anything about that, then honestly, I mean, you don't deserve to take him out. He'll just continue to stack up the kills, and he'll be in a great spot. Now,
चलो
PRX,
Talon battle pass
6-0,
बचाओ मेरा. Let's go. Come on भाई, एक round निकालो भाई.
this is a really scary part.
Turn
as
the
well,
tide है
like, with the
तुम्हारे
economy
पास,
situation,
seekers
which
है.
is, even if
This
you
is
do
the
have an
round,
operator,
guys.
something
I
can
can
just get
feel it.
super aggressive too. It's not like,
Yes.
oh, he's put in this big, you know, this huge purchase. He can't lose it. He's like, no, I could just get super aggressive. If I lose it, I'll just buy another one. I don't
Exactly.
care.
Yeah.
Like, it's whatever, you know?
Oh,
Wait,
and
I just got
they're
PRX
going to
dawai.
dash into the site. This is going to be a rush. They've given over the operator to Forsaken to just hang back. Probably going to set up some Molly lineups as well. There they go already. They're clearing that out instantly. They want to take control of A main, and they want something to run in. Not even giving him the Blade Storm. They're just going to send him in with a rifle. They can afford to do so. But Talon has a good read on this. They have the Killjoy set up here on A.
That they do. In goes something, but immediately he's going to run through some fire. He's on the back of the site already. His Cruz was reloading. No, he's still going to get the kill. Doesn't matter. Forsaken able to line up the operator kill as Pat picks up one, but lurking in art is Mindfreak. The Seeker's gonna spot him, and that will be enough as the site
Let's
is
go!
cleared out. We saw from the eyes of Mindfreak thinking that was gonna be a big lurk, but actually Talon are able to put an end to the nonsense.
Man, the Seekers came in at the perfect opportunity. If you looked at the map movement before that, Talon had no idea about Mindfreak's position, but that one Seeker, the hero that Fox was relying on to get that information, and I mean, here's where that aggression doesn't pay off, right? Something was
चलो ठीक है, एक और challenge करते हैं. अगर Talon 3 राउंड से ज़्यादा निकलता है, फिर 3 राउंड से 3 या 3 राउंड से कम निकलता है तो भी दूंगा battle pass, ठीक है? 13-3 तक.
चलो. Cornet's fully flash.
Oh, that timing though, it's right as he pokes his head out.
अभी 3, हाँ अभी 4 होने के बाद बोलना नहीं कि भाविन भाई 4 का कर देते हैं मांडवली नहीं.
You're going to be finding your way into this place, but note that PRX, they push out, they spot an operator, they're like, actually, never mind, we're going to go the other way.
Oh, and Cruz with great timing on that check as well. He's so aware that the only place that they don't have coverage of is B-Link, but what this allows him to do is eventually force PRX to go to A, right? This was the entire setup from Talon. Constantly throw our operator and all of our utility to check for B-Link and B-Long, and then PRX will have to come to A. Can they win that first duel, though? Talon. Yes,
nice rip, Patipan!
Well, they knew it was coming, and that's going to be that first duel. We do have the lockdown here.
Oh, they even expect this as well, yeah. They empty it out. I mean, Killjoy is ready. Her stuff is still there, just buying time.
Yeah. Not able to get the plant down. His PRX are going to throw it in now. The Harbor ultimate thrown out as they know Devi's in there. And Jitboy is trying to get aggressive. He's going to get that first shot with the shorty, but immediately gets stunned up and traded. Jing here as well. He's got that run it back, and now he is going to run it straight on in.
But Mindfreak. Oh, this is all for Mindfreak. He gets the flank.
It is perfect timing, and now Pat, he is just trying to hold this together for the team. Mindfreak on 20 health. As he's got time, not able to get it to halfway.
Nice.
Oh! Double shorty from range. As he only
Patipan!
and it will be enough time. Talon will pick up a second round in a row.
A great clutch up here from Pat, securing the operator as well for Garnett. And what a good hold here coming out from Talon. I mean, just the awareness of, what debuffs or what health status do they have. These players getting these early kills with the shorty now. Initially, we do see 𝘼𝐽𝐺 go down from the side. They lost control of Art Room. And Mind Freak, the lurks are back, man. On Valdez, this was the Mind Freak we saw when PRX had their amazing run to the grand finals last year. However, the retake, Pat. Oh, the fans love it.
Yeah, this is so funny. Good communication.
Part is Pativan, yeah, Prabhat. Bhavin bhai jinx. मैं किधर से jinx? मैंने तो तुमको option तक दिया. 3 round तक का.
Spray him with the shorty if he's in closer. That's
How
fine.
much should you rate skills as an IGL? I've never seen skills IGL
That's
full
an
time. He's a good mini
amazing
IGL.
drawing here of
Or
Talon.
support
Talon
IGL.
is back.
Oh, well, I mean, they're calling back. They're trying to make it happen. See if they can continue. I mean, they forced out a timeout for PRX. Obviously, PRX, they have some room.
Guys, 800 लोग देख रहे हैं. अगर 800 likes नहीं हुए तो मैं थोड़ा सा उदास हो जाऊंगा,
Make
guys.
sure we close this first half out in a solid fashion.
Like, subscribe to.
Jing is a big
भाई
fan.
क्या मस्त बनाया है भाई जिसने वो बनाया.
Oh, yes, we found that out.
So that's
Jung
Jing
bhai
as a
ka
cat,
Jung
I
bhai.
guess. And there you go. Just combining your two favorite things. So let's see what's going to happen now. We do have the Blade Storm available for something, but Lockdown as well as Pit for Talon.
No. Talon has such a good read on this. They expect something to double updraft to check for B, the operator on B, but something's not going to do it. He's just going to climb back out. The mind games back and forth.
Here.
That is pretty impressive as he's pushing in. Pat is pushing out. Mind Freak not expecting this as Pat is on a roll.
Here's the thing. That actually makes Talon less aware of something's position. The Viper's Pit is now out. Now, because of that, Talon will rotate, but will they know about something? 𝘼𝐽𝐺 suspects that anybody could be sneaking into the site at any time. This is really up to Pat. Can he trade? Oh, no.
No, something's got the perfect angle. He's not going to wait for anybody else. Wants to get that first kill. Garnett's waiting with the operator.
Wow.
Hits the shot, even a
bhai.
headshot. Going to take out something here in Link, and that is a
Something रुक सकता है थोड़ा मेरे
kickoff
हिसाब
as
से.
now forced in is PRX onto the B site.
Yeah, they can buy time with the nanoswarms again. The plant's not going to happen anytime soon. Obviously, they might have to give up the plant, but 𝘼𝐺, as long as he holds on to this backside position, he'll buy time for the backup to arrive. He'll even get the spike.
Oh, shot, bhai.
Oh, that was beautiful. Just lines it up, even jiggles around the corner. Forsaken, though, trying to make things interesting. 1v3. Knows he's, even gonna take out
Hey,
Garnett.
pagal.
Okay, this is getting very interesting. 20 seconds left to stack,
Oh,
though,
bhai.
and that's gonna be enough. 2v1, they do take him out, and
jo
Talon
aasha
picks up their third round in a row.
It started to get a little dicey, especially because it was Forsaken last alive. Anything could have happened. However, Talon, just good discipline. I mean, Garnett does lose out on that duel when it was 3v1, but it doesn't matter. The rest of his teammates holding strong. And 𝘼𝐺𝐺, with some great awareness that he has to constantly check the angles. Here's the thing. That entire round, 𝘼𝐺𝐺 was constantly checking 2 angles throughout the whole round just to make sure that
Last round है guys. अगर एक और round निकाल दिया Talon ने तो फिर battle pass bye bye. 13-6 तक ये देखो सही है.
They're on a bit of a streak themselves.
बढ़ाते जाओ
now
तुम.
as Finally, you see something here is going to go for the judge, actually. So maybe something a bit more aggressive. He does have the Blade Storm still that he could opt
चलो ठीक है अभी support change करते हैं. अगर Talon जीत गया तो भी मैं battle pass दूंगा ये map. ठीक है? Talon अगर जीत गया तो भी battle pass दूंगा. चलो.
So the idea here is he's the one who's going to go into back site, right? Go into B hall, keep control of it with the judge. We'll see if 𝘼𝐺𝐺 falls to that or not. Oh, he's actually going to go right up to heaven.
and immediately he gets taken out. Although 𝘼𝐺 somehow going to burn down Pattis into the backside. Crew's going to hold this down. He takes out 2. As Forsaken, he has been stacking up the kills himself. Mind Freak here as well, picks up a second. And now, all of a sudden, PRX are back in control.
Now, here's the thing. Talon, while they've been winning rounds, they haven't been keeping all their weapons. So this is a huge choice to make here for Garnett. It's difficult with the operator, but you don't have any rifles you can switch to unless you go to heaven. Now, if you go in and lose this, you're not getting it back.
Okay. This is getting pretty interesting. He does have a shorty. He's going to spot.
That was a position of 1.
On the backside here, or actually that was Forsaken.
Yeah, but he barely misses it. Forsaken's already wrapped around the mind games again.
And they're going to go pretty handily in favor of Forsaken.
कौन हारा जी? आज कोई भी हारेगा,
it's really
चलेगा.
the Forsaken and Mind Freak show. I mean, 15 kills already in the 10 rounds we have played. And they were behind on the
PRX हारता है तो ऐसे PRX 3-3 हो जाएगा.
Yeah, I mean, Cruz looked like he was going to be able to hold on to.
जितने लोग नीचे गिरे उतना अपने लिए अच्छा.
Mind Freak peeks out at the perfect time to swing over up to heaven as well. That really secured the round, in my opinion. PRX fans happy to see that.
ये PRX का जो भरा है ना उससे ज़्यादा दिल्ली में भरा हुआ चाहिए मेरे
Pretty
को.
nasty stuff from Mind Freak. Able to hold it together for PRX as Talon finally waking up and giving them a bit of a challenge in the last 4 or so rounds.
All right, they did manage to scrape together an operator here for Garnets, but Fox now without a weapon, just a sheriff. Now, lockdown and judgment available, so that's why they're trying to eventually shift over to A, but he's been caught. He's got to dash out, but even then he's slowed.
Okay, they're just spraying through. He is able to get away, but not for nothing. Using a bunch as the rest of the team on the side of PRX. Just going to be rotating out.
Yeah, but PRX remembers. They remember that round where they were funneled into A site and it didn't work out. So they expect the setup to be over on A again with the operator only on B. Their thought is if we can just force our way through B link, this round is ours one way or the other. And they're going to do it.
And something's getting in here pretty aggressively. He has the Blade Storm. He's going to use it. Double up draft. Finds Cruz. Doesn't find the kill. That's a spam on through. Jing now getting aggressive himself. Has to run it back, but he's going to be taken out on that one.
Nice
Garnet, 2 kills now. If you count that one, takes out Forsaken. As Pat and the rest of Talon have been holding down the backside of B with 4
Let's turn the tide. मैं होता तो मार ही देता अभी तो.
Oh, they're not going to be able to plant. They're just going to look to go for the save. Now, Mind Freak trying to go for Hail Mary.
देखो guys, 4 राउंड वाला तो हार गए तुम लोग. अभी उम्मीद करो Talon जीत जाए. चलो Talon को सपोर्ट करते हैं guys.
Sure he doesn't get caught from another angle here.
Let's support Talon.
And both teams, I think, not willing to over-aggress here. Lots of people broken in their economy. Talon scraped to get a 4th one. Now, PRX's idea was if we can take B-Link, we win the round. However, Talon was playing it so safe. They had everyone near their spawn, right, ready to provide backup one way or the other. I'm liking this change from Talon. Whatever happened in the timeout, they figured it out. They figured out why they were playing so messy in the first couple rounds, getting mowed down by Forsaken and Mind Freak. Now they have a lot of map control.
Yeah, the rotation was swift. It allowed them to get in position to stop the cheeky link play from PRX, and this might end up just being 7-5. I mean, that's not half bad at the half. Talon have absolutely got themselves into a winnable position now as they're going to have the lockdown.
Interesting. Okay, lockdown to secure B-Link. Now, what can you do with that, though? Because you have to be able to push through mid here, and that's what they're going to do. Otherwise, it doesn't provide value.
Something, I mean, he's going up against multiple people. He's taking shots from both sides. He still takes out Tip Boy's head is aggressing now. Jing takes out Garnets, and the push will come in onto the A side.
Yeah, while Something wasn't able to really secure it all on his own, he bought so much time for Art to be broken open by Jing and the main force.
Well,
8-4.
Great setup here from PRX.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Cruz all alone. It is the last round of the half, so he's just going to have to try to create a miracle here. See what he can do.
Guys, पर PRX जैसे डिफेंस खेलते हैं ना, जो प्ले हाइपर एग्रेसिव कंट्रोल लेते हैं ना,
this is the type of play that only PRX
उनको पीछे भगाना पड़ेगा. तो अगर Talon को करते हैं तो अटैक
at least get 1 kill and survive for more than 20 seconds. It's like not many players will say okay to that.
Okay, that's 2.
तीसरा भी उड़ता तो मजा आता है लाइनअप देखने में. क्या बोलते
हैं? PRX will finish the attacker side with 8, which is quite the sizable number. And they're going to be feeling pretty good about their position from here. Very curious to see, PRX, they looked great on the attack. They have many different cheeky ways to aggress into Link and stuff like that. So I want to see what strategies they have here for the defender side.
PRX जीता तो हारा तो 3-3, Talon जीता तो 2-4. चलो आज Talon को हारने दो guys. ठीक है, Talon हार जाएगा तो बाहर हो जाएगा. पर Talon के इसके बाद HellrangeR, RRQ, DFM. हाँ तो Talon को हारने दो. Talon को बाहर करते हैं.
That Phoenix as well, the hot hands
PRX का भी HellrangeR, Zeta, RRQ.
to combat the Cove, for that plant. And Talon, the question is, can you draw that out, or can you make sure you're constantly switching up your cove positioning to make sure you can plant safely? We'll have to find out.
Yeah, it is going to be kind of a fun mini game between those two agents for sure. And yeah, I mean, definitely PRX do have some.
I think Talon winning is better for G. देखो ना क्या है? Talon समझो बाहर हो गया, DFM बाहर हो गया, तो दो टीम तो बाहर हो जाएगी, ठीक है? कल अगर अपन RRQ को हरा देते हैं, तो ये तीन बॉटम में कंफर्म हो जाएंगे, मोस्टली. कल अपन मतलब नेक्स्ट वीक, ठीक है? G हो जाएगा 3-4. G को इन दोनों को हराना है बेसिकली. ये भी नीचे हो जाएगा और अपन टॉप 6 में आ जाएंगे. ठीक है? Let's hope कि अभी सीक्रेट सब गेम हारे और टैलेंट सब गेम हारे और RRQ भी सब गेम हारे. तो फिर अपन ऑटोमेटिकली ऊपर हो जाएंगे गाइस.
Talon win. You can
G
do it.
RRQ is very important. Yeah. जो जीतेगा वो क्वालिफाई हो जाएगा मेरे हिसाब से. या क्वालिफाई होने के चांसेस बहुत बढ़ जाएंगे.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter who you're cheering for. You can still come on down. You can make a sign that says, I don't know, go Fnatic if you wanted to.
You could.
If you really wanted to, we're not going to stop you.
Yeah, I mean, Fnatic's a great team, right? Boster's a great guy. Everyone loves Boster and Fnatic, so.
I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, if that's your thing.
Speaking of, I believe the playoffs
tickets. देखो वापस बोलता 800 लोग देख रहे हैं, 800 लाइक अगर नहीं है तो मुझे बहुत दिल को दुखता है.
That's something to check out.
लाइक करने का तो कुछ नहीं लगता, सब्सक्राइब करने का नहीं बोल रहा हूँ.
That way you can try to make sure you secure your seat for the match that you specifically want to watch.
4 सेकंड भाई तो खड़े आओ. आओ मैं देखता हूँ तुम्हें.
Talon really want to take this one out and just get the ball rolling quickly on the attack from behind here. As the push is on to B, unsurprisingly.
A different interpretation here from PRX. They push out of A, find no opposition, and then they decide to just wrap back around their own spawn. Now, this is still going to most likely allow the plant, right? Cove available. They're waiting to try to bait out any more utility talent.
A lot of spam actually gets Garnett's down to 13 health. This is not a good spot for him. He's in the corner as well. That's a pretty epic first pickoff. As into the cove he goes, Jing, but he goes down. As the dog's gonna get huge value. Something pushes out, takes out two, and Cruz and Fox able to trade him back.
Mind games on both sides again. The cove. Uh-oh. We'll hold that thought. Looks like the duel's not ending just yet.
The long-range ghost battle continues. And yeah, they're just going to run out of here as 2-on-2 on the attacker side.
6 team qualify for playoffs.
Oh no, he has no idea!
Well,
30 seconds left.
How about a second one? Oh, Cruz gonna avoid that. Actually takes the kill.
Okay, so Cruz now, he's choosing. It's a 50-50 shot. Do I think Mindfreak has already rotated with his teammate or not? Eventually he's
gonna go fast.
Yeah, he's gonna have to run to either side. He chooses B, and he will be correct. He'll be able to get the plant safely, and what that does for him is he now has this toxic screen to work with against Mindfreak's retake.
Well, Mindfreak gonna get the info pretty early on. He is gonna start running over to A. And it's just gonna come down to, you know, does he check the angle of where Cruz is set up here?
It's gonna be hard. Mindfreak has so much to check. He's gotta check backside, he's gotta check for B tower.
Yeah.
Or, you know, that pillar in the middle. Now, Cruz, he doesn't even have to rush after the first sound on the, you know, potential defuse, right? He can really wait until that last second to swing.
Uh-oh, Mindfreak, he's using abilities, and that's a clutch here for Cruz. Picks up the pistol round, and now things are going to get much more interesting in this match.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't imagine PRX on the defense side. Let's talk about this right here. The Cove actually being used purposely as a shield to bait someone in. 𝘼𝐽𝐿 gets the first kill, but the Trailblazer goes through and bites down 2 people. So a nice little interaction back and forth. But seeing that on the pistol round, now, seeing that in the pistol round should now let PRX know that it's not going to be as we go into a pause.
वो बात अलग है, उनकी USP भी वही है,
sort that out.
टप देने का.
That's going to allow PRX to recognize, okay, now we can't just throw our utility because the Cove goes up, right? Because we don't know if they're actually planting there or not.
Yeah, and hopefully
we can get this,
this issue solved. Seems it's a gear issue, and
भाई technical pause के लिए जो मैं mask लाया था वो तो तुम लोग को बहुत डरावना लग रहा है.
Working correctly after a very high pressure round for both teams.
We are chilling in the tech pause, guys.
Even, maybe more so on PRX's side, they thought they were up 6-0. This was going to be an easy day, and now suddenly they're starting to get challenged here. Talon starting to claw back in. Meanwhile, maybe double checking some things on Fox side as well. Cruz is just chilling. He's just riding the beat. Although perhaps those headphones really are working well, because I don't think he's really on tempo with the beat we have here. But no, he's still grooving.
He can feel the beat.
That's
all
true.
good, Shini. आप बताओ.
Pretty loud in the studio.
Absolutely.
Oh, something's mystical one-tap show.
बताओ Mask.
I don't know. We don't quite know him for his one-taps just yet. That's Scream. That's Scream over on Carmine Corp, but
it's gonna show. Oh, who's that?
Who's that?
I think I recognize her.
And who's that? Valdez, lol, nice guy.
Lol, nice guy. Where's William?
That's me with my
Serial
EDPI
stat nerd.
EDPI over 9,000. We were just talking about
this
the other
day.
I play on really high sets, and I play at EDPI 1600. Oh, she's enjoying the crowd today.
Hey.
Mentality breakdance.
Mentality breakdance. Oh, lots of fans in the
क्या
studio.
कहते हो टेक पॉज में कुछ तो एंटरटेनमेंट चाहिए ना हम लोगों को भी.
The audience with for friends today. Yeah, sometimes we need some days off to just enjoy the games, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
आप क्या सोच कर ये लाए ये?
We just want to watch some Valorant.
It's a great atmosphere we got here in the studio, so just coming down and enjoying yourself, watching the match.
फिर बिल करते हैं. अरे टेक पॉज हो जाएगा जल्दी.
Anyway, so might as well come on down.
मैं जा रहा कोरिया. We are resuming. चलो चलो. Let's go boys. Let's go. अभी से मैं सिर्फ let's go boys बोलूँगा क्योंकि girls तो कोई होती नहीं है. ठीक है हमेशा let's go boys and girls बोलता था मैं. या दोस्तों बोलता था. तो चलो लॉन्डो. देखे साथ में गेम.
I just want that fan to know that I purposely don't start the game just for them, just so they have something to say in chat.
Yeah. So one guy, I mean, he's not going to say anything unless you don't start the game. So there you go. Something he has gone for the Marshall here. So picking up a couple of kills in the last round, even with this Marshall, he should be able to buy a rifle and a light armor at least, even if he does go down. So like the play as
they hear him.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they've made enough noise.
Oh no, Fox. You got to reload.
Yeah, this is not going well as Talon are just mowing him down.
Jing is trying to counteract the sneak with his hot hands. Oh, but he's stuck there forever. And, I mean, a Hail Mary from PRX, right? They watch the long angle with something, then they rush out. And I think Talon says, okay, with this many people coming out of B-side, we heard the Marshall earlier as well. Let's not take any more chances.
जान दे देंगे इसके लिए क्या बात कर रहे हो नाम बताओ चैट उसका किसका नाम भाई
actually that something is already pushing out pretty aggressively here. Might as well. Looks like he was able to pick up a sheriff along the way. So even if
ये राउंड जल्दी खत्म कर रहे हैं.
Feisty on this fight for A. Could use that instead of the Marshall.
All right, yeah, just something for his troubles. Something for something's troubles.
There you go.
Here.
And now it's just a guessing game. I mean, I think on the side of
आप दिल्ली आओगे ना.
Whether you just die the spike or whether you try to get a couple
आप
kills,
लोग
it's
बुलाओगे
not
तो
going to
आऊँगा.
matter too much. Since you did buy up to that Marshall, I think something surely would want a kill for his troubles.
Crowd में है मैं stream की बात कर रहा
Not going to
था.
get that first one.
And it will be a flawless here.
मैं बताता हूँ देखो तुम लोगों को शॉकिंग बात बताता हूँ जो अपने स्टैट्स है ना थोड़े टाइम पहले मैं स्टैट्स दिख रहा था तो उसमें दिखा था ना कि एज ग्रुप में क्या है कितने लोग हैं 97% तो लॉन्डे फॉलो करते हैं ठीक है वो तो चलो एक्सपेक्टेड है ठीक है उसके बाद 3% में भी वो फीमेल के भी स्टैट्स दिखा था ना एज ग्रुप के above 50 या 60 कुछ तो एज ग्रुप 40% मैं बोला ठीक है क्या ही कर सकते हैं
Some shots already exchanged here and pushing out as PRX. They're going to take out 3 in B main on the ramp here. Garnet is going to fake that he's moving out. Jitboys picks up 1 and Jing is able to swing it onto the kill on the Garnet. And now Jitboys all alone.
बच्चे मॉम के फोन से देखते होंगे हाँ मतलब उसके दो मतलब है या तो वो भी लॉन्डे ही है ठीक है
I mean, PRX, this is the type of thing where you look at it and initially you say, oh, they're just like aggressing out and picking up aim duels. But the thing is they set up
which is also bad क्योंकि वो 3% भी लड़कियां नहीं है फिर. समझ रहे हो?
Before on screens above, so then people are kind of worried about the spam through the cascade. Meanwhile, you're counter using
या तो तुम्हारा भाई गलत crowd को पसंद आ रहा है.
into that cubby, and then you have the flash out from 𝘼𝐼 as well, so it's a double flash, guaranteeing that anyone who's trying to peek against him are flashed up, and Jing able to clean out.
सुनो सुना नहीं मैंने 60 या 60 प्लस
that was a
बोला.
pretty cool play. It looks like I'm still in 4th though.
30-40 plus नहीं बोला मैंने.
To catch up to my teammates.
Gotta imagine that if you're on a team like PRX, that often comes into play, right? You're like, well, who's really top of the scoreboard this time?
Yeah, it's not something too much to read into, I'd say, just based on, daily form. I mean, 𝘼𝐼 has had insane rounds, insane clutches, insane carry performances for his team. Only 3 kills so far in Pearl. Not a big deal. I'm sure he'll get more as the day comes along.
Oh, short भाई, something टकला तो फोड़ा है उसका.
I think that was a dink, but just through the wall as
मेरे
well.
को समझ में नहीं आता इन लोग डॉग क्यों नहीं यूज कर रहे क्लियर करने के
A
लिए.
little bit of information on both sides, right, on what the default start is here for this round. Round 16, Jing gonna be able to heal up. He still has to run it back as well. Now Jing is just buying time.
Yeah.
He's just buying time for backup. He has no intent on actually fighting any of these, because here's the thing, he can use the run it back for the retake, or even against the plant. He could just walk right into the cove with that ultimate.
And he may just do that.
आप तो जानो. Thank you bro for the.
And look at Jip. Oh,
5.5
was waiting
Canadian
for
dollars.
that potential lurk coming out from Mindfreak.
I just
But
turned
as
48,
Zesty would have it, they're not going to align
Happy
just
birthday
yet.
and congrats on the
Straight through the wall, not going to get
milestone.
too much. Garnet's still on full health. Gets the run it back as Forsaken on the site, not expecting him. And in the backside, something gates 1. As Jing from the top, going to pick up 2.
भाई जंग भाई सुनाई
Holds
जा रहे
on
हैं.
to the site for PRX.
Oh, a nice timing from 𝘼𝐼 to swing as he expects that they're going to wait for the Astro utility to come out. And now back down to a 1v1. 𝘼𝐼's only 62 health.
He's got 6 seconds. He will get the plant down as the one-on-one commences. Mindfreak has been so insanely clutch. Only has a Bulldog, though, and he's going to get one tap.
Throw करो PRX.
With the clutch 3 in a row to keep Talon in the game.
And I was just thinking to myself, this one's much harder because it's going to be much more obvious what his location is. He didn't have time to run into back site without making noise. He didn't have time to run
𝘼𝐼
all
भाई
the
ने
way
थ्रो
around
किया.
without
𝘼𝐼
making
भाई
noise.
4
So you
knocks
expect him to either be close or
पे
slowly
बैठ के
walking out,
pick
and
कर रहे हैं.
𝘼𝐼 uses that against them. Even this right here, the timing to swing as the Astro Star starts to come online. I mean, that is,
Alex
I'm
भड़क
sure
गया
it's
है.
frustrating from Alex's point of view. I can't blame him, but yeah. But here's the thing: for 𝘼𝐼, I give credit to 𝘼𝐼. I don't think you can blame the PRX players on that one.
कैसे नहीं blame कर सकते भाई.
Well,
𝘼𝐼 को
the
pick
coach
ही
will
नहीं
have
करना
a
था वो.
different perspective, of course, from our very objective one, and he is fired up. He immediately slams that timeout button, if there is one. I don't think that's how it works. But anyway, he calls the timeout.
मजाक चल रहा है? हैं? मजाक चल रहा है?
Yeah. So he is
Pan
giving the team a
के.
piece of his mind, as he is not happy with the way they handled that. Maybe just feeling like the team is getting a little bit lackadaisical, perhaps once they get a lead, right? You even mentioned before, like, oh, we're 6-0. We're vibing, this is super easy, and then Talon comes back, so they're like 3 against 1. They're like, oh, okay, we can just swarm the site.
कान फाड़ देगा यार. Sorry guys.
I mean, I would say that if I was in Coach Alex's position, I guess the point
Ben
that is
Stokes है
frustrating
क्या?
is you could
हाँ,
have
Ben
waited
Stokes
until
है.
the gravity well itself was popped rather than waiting for the star. So, again, I think those are the points you made, though. It's not that their play was necessarily always a bad thing, but there was a safer choice. You were 3v1.
Yeah, Akshay, welcome
why
to
take
Mini
the
Aliens,
risk?
bro.
Now, we'll see how that timeout transfers here. Does it translate over to a round win, or will Talon start to run away here with the comeback?
Yeah. It's really the question. Take a look at Talon's positioning. Very passive for the start of the round. They're going to mix up the tempo. And this is against a PRX eco. So they're going to take their time just in case they win for any weird shenanigans after the timeout, and then go for a team push afterwards.
What I imagine is going to happen with Talon is once you go down to the 50-40 second mark, they'll regroup and use that lockdown to really push out a site. I would be very worried if he goes through double doors right now. There is no reason for 𝘼𝐼 to be doing this.
Yeah. This is like the one spot on this map that you do not want to just face shift.
Okay,
right?
so they're going to use Seekers first, and that forces out movement, and that allows 𝘼𝘽𝑃boys to have the angle.
Mindfreak though with the right click, I would assume, as something.
भाई मोनिया को इसने ये वन टैप मारा था इधर दबा डाला.
The hall, he's in the back of the site now in the cove. They get the plant down.
30 seconds left.
Oh! Uh-oh!
Garnett's trying to take control of backside. I mean, they got the plant so seemingly, and now they're losing to the pistols.
They're just getting straight up thrifted right now. They have the plant down, but spam through the wall is not working.
They don't have the lineup.
Bite.
Yeah, the snake bite is there, but not the crosshairs.
Okay, they get it to half. Still got a couple of members of Talon that are spamming through, and they are winning this for the team. As Jang, he's got a dream, but it is not enough, and Talon will eventually be able to take that down.
ऐसा लगा तो नहीं था ये राउंड निकलेगा एक सेकंड को पंखा बंद कर
Talon loses that round,
ठंडा हो
that's the
गया
round
इसी
you
और
get frustrated
पंखा
over your coach. But I mean, I think Talon, this was another round where they were maybe taking too many.
भाई लग रहा है तुम लोग को बैटल पास देना पड़ेगा अगर टैलेंट जीत गया मैप तो.
Pushes out the site, put up the cove against the pistols.
तुम लोग ने बहुत ज़्यादा दिल से लग रहा है टैलेंट को सपोर्ट कर रहे हो. और तुम लोग बोल रहे थे नहीं हो सकता. क्या स्कोर चालू है अभी 8-9 चालू है देख रहे हो. नहीं चाहिए ना तुम लोग को बैटल पास ना बोल दिया था तुम लोग ने ठीक है.
Well, they got to half, but they didn't get the other half, I should say, of the defuse. It's now something out here, half armor and an operator, looking to get some of those
स्टिक नहीं कर सकते थे वाइपर मौली था.
defensive side.
Oh, they are curious to see if someone else will eventually push all the way out, or is it just something? So Cruz right now, his main job is to basically, oh, I was going to say just constantly check when he even gets the kill. That's a cherry on top.
The bonus operator kill.
Double scope क्यों किया उसने?
At least onto the guy who's operating, you could say. So that is going to be huge for Talon now, as the spike is maneuvering towards the east site where only Mindfreak is. Does have this cosmic divide and a couple of stars down.
All right, Talon heard this though, but he's just a second faster into his own nebula.
Now, it's going to buy a lot of time, but the lockdown is coming in. The rest of the team from PRX is on the back of the site now, though. They're in position for when this push comes in.
Jung bhai करने वाले. Come on, let's go.
As well. PRX buying so much time. It really has to come down to Cruz, but they even expect the potential flank.
And the run it back. Here comes Jing onto the site. Spots Fox and denies, but Pat's going to pick up one. He's holding down the site. Picks up two.
Oh,
make
bhai,
it three
Patifan.
now. As Jing alone is not going to be able to get it done, and Pat holds on to the site for the team.
You know what?
Jung bhai अपना molly और flash क्यों नहीं use करते
We'll say it
भाई?
right now, all right? All the doubters. He was shaky in the beginning of Pacific. We wondered if he was cashing back up to the meta. It doesn't matter. He's back and formed. What a hold after the spike plant.
Look at this. All we got to show is his point of view. 1, 2, 3. And then Jing at the last one gets taken out by Fox. So that is a pretty massive round now for Talon to pick up, as they tie things up here 9-9 as we move into round 19.
And now they've been constantly cycling their ultimates to the point where Talon still has that Viper's Pit, and Pat with the triple kill. Now already 4 points into his next judgment, so they'll have that in the next round or two as well.
Yeah, he'll suggest you move as they make their way onto the B side. Maybe not yet, maybe next round. But who knows? Maybe he just picks up another 3K and throws it out if necessary. Devi is on the site, close. He pokes out, but he doesn't have his gun out, and he just gets his head taken off.
Yeah, and a great setup from Talon. They expected a potential pop flash here. One person hiding behind, or two people hiding behind that nook. As you see, Garnett's just kind of drawing the attention. Now, Mindfreak, he's been very patient, both the previous round and this one. He knows that there is this chance for that rotate over from Talon. They've been using the map very widely. The only thing he doesn't know about is the fact that 𝘼𝘽𝑃boys is here already in Art Room. So if he only gets one kill, it's not going to be enough. He's got to take out the entire main force.
Well, Mindfreak may be able to get two. He dodges the flash, and
he's
third! Mindfreak is just on fire right now. As 𝘼𝘼𝑃boys, meanwhile, he's not going to get the kill as he waits a little bit too long. And Forsaken is just able to swing on him. PRX, a statement made in this round.
Oh, now 𝘼𝐽𝐿, he waits because he wants as much time and information as possible. Cruz is on the other side. You can't blame him. Forsaken just swivels. But, man, we said Mindfreak, he had one job, but it was an absolute mountain of a job.
ऐसा नहीं
and
है.
he does it swiftly and with ease.
Yeah, no doubt we'll take a look from his point of view this time on the A main spot. Or maybe not. We're going to take a look at Cruz first and what they were able to get. And here it is.
Oh, just smooth. Dodging that flash and then waiting for the sky as well because you know that guy came through.
Talon complete the comeback.
All in a day's work for him, not overreacting. Knows it's still close, you know. It's a big round for PRX, but it's a full buy for Talon, and we go straight back into the action.
All right, so PRX, I mean, here's the thing. You have a Phoenix on your side. You only have that one sky. They have to constantly be pushing out to get information. Now, it works for them because they are able to oftentimes win their duels. This time, they've already pinched Talon into B long. Talon doesn't have much time, and they're not quite aware.
Uh-oh. Yeah, there is a turret behind them.
The Seekers are trying to draw their attention as well, but the turret finally taken out. Now Talon is aware.
Yeah, the turret is massive as 𝘼𝐽𝐿 is going to shut them off, essentially, but looks to rotate with his teammate back towards the B site.
All right, so PRX,
keep
control of B long. They've now done their job of Talon has to waste time picking and choosing. If they go to A, Mindfreak is still there. We still can buy time on that side of the map. Now Talon, they're the ones who have to choose, and they have a lot more to clear. They don't know where the Jet and Phoenix have gone. You see them carefully checking, but it looks like their movement eventually perhaps wanting to go over to the A side, given all the utility that they heard on B. No.
Oh. And they're running out of time. They're going to have to rush into the B site, but PRX reading this, they're sending Forsaken over to A, actually, and the lockdown is on A.
Oh, the bait works perfectly. Cruz won't get the kill. However, the plant will go down, and the lockdown now wasted.
That cove was interesting, but it's going to allow them to get the plant. Or maybe it should. The spam is coming through as bunch of trade backs here. 𝘼𝐿 going to pick up two.
Jung bhai flash use karega ka ye baar to at least.
Both members stuck in the back of the site. Can't win the first duel.
Oh bhai, 4 second bhai. Bulta flash ka zarurat kuch nahi hai.
Headshots into A defuse here. PRX smoothly, even though they wasted their lockdown, didn't matter. They're still going to be able to take
Prabhat ki baat
down
suno. 1K watching and 600 likes galat baat hai boys. Like fatafat, it takes
I mean, I like the idea from Talon. They've realized that, so initially they did have to spend so much time clearing out mid. Then they had spent too much time. They had zero information on A, so rather than going there, plant someone for the lurk, and then go for B. If Cruz had won that battle, very different, right? You still have backup over on B link. You have control of that. The rest of PRX would not have arrived in time. So the idea was there, but something wins that crucial duel, and then they're able to pressure the remaining members of Talon into the back of site. A very necessary timeout here. Now, in the first half, we saw what happened. They called the timeout. They broke away from that.
Alex सीधा smile कर रहा है रे. 2 round पहले.
All the way back to a 5 or 4-8 half. We'll see if they can do it again here.
Yeah. Now it's Alex, the one who's laughing, as Zeus is a little bit more animated in the coach's booth.
Yeah, I know a lot of. When does Sen play? Didn't they just finish their match yesterday, or was it a day and a half ago? I'm sorry to say, but I don't think it went well. I don't feel bad saying that because even Coach Kaplan said that in an interview that it did not go well. So, you know.
Yeah, maybe not going according to plan.
Yeah, but I mean, we see that here in Pacific too. Right? I mean, a lot of teams. Talon's one of those teams. We thought we're going to perform so well here in Pacific, potentially just making it all the way into Tokyo. Now they're struggling to find hope to stay alive for the playoffs here in Pacific.
Yeah, it's a really rough spot. I mean, they do have a lot of post-plant utility. I mean, 2 ultimates that should help them. They could use the Judgment to maybe get onto the site, but with the pit, should be able to lock down at least one of these rounds, you'd imagine. Something also gets his head taken off on the way out, mid-dash. 𝘼𝐿 is unhappy with the way this has been going on. Meanwhile, Forsaken.
Yeah, he's stunned up. He stayed too long to fight that duel. Gets hit by the Judgment.
And that's going to allow them to get this plant down. And now they do have the pit on Cruz if they elect to use it. And they're in a pretty good spot.
And they have the firepower. They have the operator and a Vandal pickup.
Yeah.
Oh, and on top, or actually Cruz perhaps his own Vandal, but he's now wrapping around. They just need to buy time.
Oh, bouncing off the ground with 𝘼𝘽𝐺.
But it's still being held.
It's held. Oh, no, they're going to take him out. 𝘼𝘽𝐺 gets the kill through the smoke as MindFreak with 2 is going to be taken out as Cruz from Link is going to be able to.
Guys, लग रहा है Talon तुम लोग को battle pass दिलाने के लिए पूरी कायनात से झगड़ रही है guys.
Close than it had to be.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean,
6-0
Talon,
पे
here's the
तुमको
thing,
विश्वास
right?
ही
They
नहीं
were
था
coming
Talon
out
जीत
without the
सकती है guys.
firepower
अभी
in that
देखो.
round. They're able to claw it back. They're able to steal away some of the weapons. You know, bank a little bit more econ. In the case that it really goes down to the very last round. Now that Viper's Pit still in the hand of Cruz. They haven't needed to use it yet, primarily because Cruz is always on the lurk as well. But what I would love to see is using that either as a fake or just to buy a little bit or gain a little bit more control of the territory here. Something clearing out mid with his Blade Storm first.
Yeah. Just gonna say hello.
Ult, Viper ult. दो बड़े ults हैं.
Hold on to that and a shorty for this round.
Well, we've seen what he can do with that Blade Storm, though. It's oftentimes worth more than a Vandal, I would say, in his hands.
Shaken just holding down on the B side. Talon taking their time with this one. Saying that, okay, their economy's not great. Maybe they go for something a little bit more tricky in this round.
ये गन का आवाज बहुत मस्त है यार.
Actually, an A push would be surprising at this point.
तुम लोगों को पसंद आया नया collection?
So they are going to creep towards it. Now, they're bringing Cruz with them this time. So clearly the idea is to put up the pit. Obviously, A site. You can kind of fill up more of the pit, have some better positioning around it as well. Once again, it's up to MindFreak. Can he buy enough time? Something's here with him, though. They're just trying to hold the back of sight.
Oh, Garnets gets up top and they take him out!
He gets spotted on the minimap by Garnets, and Cruz instantly reacts, takes him out through the smoke.
Yeah, MindFreak gonna get aggressive with the Cobus here, and the pit is down. And Jing now gonna have a hard time. He is gonna throw down the fire here as the spike, though, does get planted. And now Talon in an excellent spot.
𝘼𝘽𝐺, I think he heard some of their movement. No. Oh, he saw the barrel.
Oh, this should be free, although 𝘼𝘽 is looking. He's looking, he swings out, he takes him down.
Yeah, 𝘼𝘽𝐺 got a little excited at the back of Jing's Phoenix and started just firing on all cylinders. Now, not to worry, Talon, they have econ to buy back, and Fox will try to find the other angle because now he knows they're expecting other people to hunt through the site. But what a round from Talon. I mean, the spam through the smoke from Cruz, just exactly on point. Then the Viper's Pit to take control of Art denies any hope of a retake here from PRX.
Yeah. Well, ping from Fox is maybe they're going to poke their head out there into tower, but that is not the case. And 11-11 we go. Maybe some more overtime here for this one.
I mean, I remember the last time we casted together, which was the first time we casted together, we had Global Esports and DRX, and that was a band.
क्या लग रहा है guys?
Manya with the, what was it? The
Phoenix ult only 6 और अरे भाई Phoenix तो खेलते ही मतलब मर के कोई खेलता है.
Close yet.
Yeah, but a couple overtimes could change that.
You never know.
𝘼𝘽𝐺 के बाद ulti है guys.
All right, Talon, they just had that.
मेरे को बहुत मस्त लग रहा है वो इस लग रहा है मैं खरीद लूंगा वो
collection. Setting up that turret to prevent any sort of mid push from the double duelist. Now PRX already clearing out main at this point. They'll be able to secure that orb if they so choose, but they don't want to make any noise. They're going to try to take all the time they can to push up. And now look at the 𝘼𝘽𝐺 utility on the defensive side as well on the minimap. We have it set up by Forsaken just to hold on to backside.
Yeah.
Their goal is to just pinch if it eventually goes to B.
And it looks like it's eventually going to be, to the surprise of no one, as in goes the little doggy. He's going to scout out the backside here just a bit. But it's
जाके
gonna
डाल
buy
रहे
time for
ult
rotation
जल्दी.
to come in from PRX as the approach from Talon is quite slow. As the lockdown comes in, they should be able to get this plant for free.
Now, they got to remember, they also use that little corner in the back of sight safely to their advantage. Forsaken perhaps relying on that himself, but he's going to have to exit. Oh, he doesn't have time!
Doesn't have time. Garnet's not going to give him the time. 𝘼𝘽𝐺 will trade one back. Cruz got to get aggressive as he's on fire. Jing going to take him out. It's now in the smoke. Poking out as Patty's got a shorty, but Uses a bunch of it, gonna put up the wall, brings out the Vandal, but
Oh,
the
they were
flash
both
is
flashed.
there! Everybody's flashed!
Shorty not reloaded.
Oh,
Pat, he's out of bullets on everything.
भाई ये
Oh,
क्या
Jing.
चालू है भाई?
Jing finally gonna take him out now. Meanwhile, the spike is ticking
but
away.
Fox. Oh, he has the opportunity.
Oh.
He has
Oh,
the double
bye.
headshot.
It's free. And Divide just doesn't have
Hey,
time.
ये
He's
तो-
gonna awkwardly just walk his way out of this one.
किसने सोचा था 6-0 के
He
बाद
doesn't have a chance in the world.
कि हम 12-11
Talon will be
टैलेंट
able
के
to hold
लीड
on
पे
to this
होंगे?
round and take the lead for the first time.
800 रुपए
Yes,
बर्बाद
for
कर
the
रहे हैं मेरे
first
PRX
time, but
वाले.
when it matters most, being Matt
Flank
point
the flanker.
first here for Talon. And Valdez, you cannot script these rounds if you wanted
No.
to. I mean, the sequence of events is just off the wall. I mean, the Des talked about it. Fans have been talking about it. If it's Talon and PRX, you know it's going to get crazy. Well, boy, is it over-delivering for sure.
Oh, man. How did they not catch him? And Alex, once again, unhappy, let's say.
Alex, one of the coaches around the world that fans love to watch. He's just full of reaction, and you can just tell that he's passionate about the team, right?
Yeah.
And he's very invested.
Something here, he has to buy a Guardian and half armor.
Meanwhile, there's double operator on the side of Talon. They had the money.
Wow.
I'm sure there's a rifle drop somewhere for at least one of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Looks like Cruz is gonna, no?
Oh, he went back. Yeah, that's why he went back to spawn. Just traded out for that Vandal. Now, Jit Boys, if he's holding this with the operator, you gotta imagine that the ideal scenario for Talon is to go to B. But I wonder if no one pushes out, because you have Cruz joining him, do they try to aggress here onto A main? No, it's just going to be eventually a B hit first. Now, it's at the 1 minute mark, so they do have time to rotate if they want. I like the timing here from Talon.
Yeah. Gonna flash into the site. Not really spotting much. Mind Freak, when does he peek as the turret? Gonna cover Jit Boys, who's holding onto this operator still. As the
क्या
push,
time
meanwhile,
हुआ
coming in
दोनों के साथ?
onto the B site. In he goes onto the smoke. Garnett's on the site.
There's
But
only-
so is something. He peeks out, doesn't get the kill.
ओ भाई
Oh, he thought he had it, but Garnett is still flying all over the map. He's still alive!
Oh, the shorty, no, he's gonna pick up the kill. He's in the smoke. Down he goes.
Oh.
Pat with the Phantom is able to hold it down. He's got the judgment down here as well. And now in a fantastic spot, Forsaken has to make some noise. Back in a
Guys,
check him
तुम लोग को
out.
battle pass
Mind Freak,
कैसे?
Okay, he's got to do this with 11 health just to hold on.
Oh, it's so much. But if he
It's-
could do it one more time for
शर्म ही नहीं आ रही है भाई
Oh, he's
PRX
going out.
वालों को.
No, it's not going to happen. Talon will come back. They take the lead and they take the map. 13 to
शर्म
11.
आ रही है तुम लोगों ने
No
तो
overtime
बोल दिया था
required.
नहीं होएगा
Well,
बैटल पास
call
नहीं
him the
जीत
judge,
पाएंगे
'cause
जो
Pat's
भी
been
है.
raining down judgment here throughout the entire map. So many times he was able to cycle through that ultimate, and we got to remember this map started
कसम
0-6 for
आ
Talon.
जाओ.
What impresses me the most is obviously they did their homework, they prepped. I mean, their comms looked good, but the fact that that one timeout in the first half is able to drain
Keyword
out the entire momentum from
exclamation.
PRX to eventually actually go over to Talon's side.
क्या
An
करे?
impressive mental
Exclamation.
fortitude showing here from the Thai team.
It just shows you that
क्या
you cannot
यार?
underestimate
Exclamation
any team
क्या यार लिखो?
in Pacific.
सब्सक्राइब करो, लाइक करो और
socials
सोशल्स को फॉलो करो बस इतना ही. ठीक है? Exclamation
Talon
क्या
able
यार?
to come in and take the first map. Now it wasn't very decisive. PRX
ठीक है.
started off super
और लाइक
strong,
सब्सक्राइब और सोशल्स
and
को
then
फॉलो
it
नहीं
got
किया रहेगा
more
तो मैं रीरोल
decisive,
कर
of
दूंगा.
course,
ठीक है?
towards the
Instagram,
end. Once
Twitter,
they switched over to the
like
attacker
and
side,
subscribe. That's it.
they're just able to
ज़्यादा
make it work. Their agent
कुछ मेहनत
comp,
नहीं है.
very nice to get them ahead, and the carry from Cruz was huge. The clutches from Pat
I will
and
wait
Jit
for
Boys,
400 people.
massive.
Yeah,
do
I
it.
mean, we had some heroic plays on both sides, but Jit Boys really turned it up to 11 today, and Pat
Like,
as well was seeing
subscribe,
his own
Instagram,
self.
Twitter,
Meanwhile,
follow,
Mind Freak
that's it.
tried to return to some of that
Exclamation
glory
क्या यार
when
लिख
he
दो.
was also called one of the best controllers in the world, but it just wasn't enough. Him and Forsaken an explosive start, but the rest of the team, they needed a lot more time to warm up, and at the end of the day, Talon, the entire squad of 5, was online just a second earlier. Cheering for both teams. I gotta imagine that that's gotta be Victoria again, trying to not pick sides here. I see what you're doing, trying to cheer on both sides of Southeast Asia. Also enjoying the beats
Yes.
as Cruz was earlier. And maybe
Let's
that's
do
the
it in
secret.
10.
Maybe you just gotta groove to the beats a little bit.
Yeah,
Nine.
just got a vibe on stage and
8,
keep it lighthearted, even if you do go down and lose 6 rounds
Seven,
in a row. Didn't
6,
seem to bother Cruz.
5,
as He was on top of the scoreboard. He had the highest CCS by 1 over Forsaken, who had 254 compared to the 255. So really close stuff, but Talon take the first map of Pro. Guys, we're going to have a break and we'll come back with the desk and map number 2. Don't go anywhere.
Manan Bhimani, are you there, bro? आपका Instagram ID बताओ, Manan.
Like this, although I do take it out. By is going to be the entire site empty here, as something is continues as Mindfreak again.
Let's go, I won. Yeah, आपका Instagram.
No longer. Oh, this is all for Mindfreak.
Trying to hold this together for the team. Mindfreak. Oh, something's got the perfect angle.
My time for the backup direct. He'll even get the spike.
We're going to hold this down.
Really, this is it. Forsaken's already.
Jim Boy's head is aggressing now.
Okay, Manan is following me, guys. So let's go. Manan, मेरे को एक WhatsApp Instagram पे मैसेज कर देना and आज रात तक आपको आपका गिव अवे मिल जाएगा. तुम लोग ने सोचा था टालन जीतने वाला है? हैं? बस अभी क्या यार स्पैम करके मतलब नहीं है. अभी हो गया वो जो यारों को करना था उनको. क्या करना है ब्रेक में तुम लोग को? स्क्रिबल खेलना है कि बातें करनी है? जल्दी बोलो. कि दोनों करना है. स्क्रिबल खेलते खेलते भी बातें कर सकते हैं. जल्दी बोलो. सेकंड मैप के पहले क्या करना है? कितनी देर ब्रेक है? 7-8 मिनट तो लगेगा. तो स्क्रिबल खेल लेते. एनालिसिस तो भाई वीडियोस डालता हूँ मैं, तुम देखो. अरे
I'm running too. I'm running as well. One belong a lot. Nice.
Ready to go.
I have ulti.
We
ulti. Chill. Hey, be come. Can I push me, ready? I will dock. Pulling him out. I will dock him, Ilya. One on the right, till. Yeah. Back of that.
One here.
Back all.
Dead.
I'm molly back all. KJ was here as well.
One city.
Flanking, guys, wait. Play out. They have Astro Wall.
I'm playing in this. They have Astro Wall.
Play him.
Two heaven. Wait a little.
I have good play, guys. Okay. I'll try to start. I don't know flank. My turret's not good.
Two heaven.
Create private room.
I'm gonna flash. One hold. Okay, hold.
चलो 10 लोग का 60 सेकेंड राउंड.
GG.
आजा guys. Are you ready? Fastest fingers first. Sending the link in 3, 2, 1. Go. आजा. ओए भाई चलो. जो भी गंदी ड्राइंग करोगे उसको किक कर दूंगा. तब तो आप लोग सवाल लिख सकते हो. अपन बातें करते हैं. बातें ये कभी ना तो भूलना. 1000 लाइक भी पूरे कर दो. 961 है. इतने जल्दी फुल रूम फुल हो गया. अरे क्या कर रहे हो भाई? वाटर साइकिल, सुपरमैन, पिकनिक. नेक्स्ट वाले में 15 करना. अरे मेरे को फिर ड्राइंग ही नहीं मिलती है यार गाइस. अलग प्रॉब्लम है जीवन में. 15 करूंगा तो ड्राइंग ही नहीं मिलेगी. और एक ही राउंड होएगा गाइस. वैसे भी 10 मिनट.
I missed the click, the last one. Okay, ready? I'm ready. Oh, I think what?
वे स्पेलिंग ठीक है मुझे.
Hey, I win Aaron Adila. Hey, get good, bro.
अरे 2 डैश नहीं होंगे रे बाबा.
I'm
DAISY में कौन है ये आदमी? ये चीटिंग है, किक करो इसको. चलो घोस्ट एक लास्ट चांस देता हूँ, नहीं तो किक. भाई अपने भाई को 5 लेटर और में 2 डैश डाल दिया, SY लिख दिया, मैं कंफ्यूज.
Here we are after map number 1, and it's Talon walking away with a win on their map pick of Pearl. A tight-knit game, 13-11 the final scoreline, but oh boy, they clinched it out in the end.
Yes, they did. We started off the first half 8-4. I mean, it kind of looked good for PRX. I mean, the second round was a little bit funny as well, but towards the second half, something clicked. Talon started to chain rounds together. PRX flubbed a lot of rounds, and they lost a lot of individual fights. And 13-11 is the final score.
It was really exciting to see, to be honest. I mean, we didn't really even know until just a few minutes before that they were actually going to take it. We thought we might even end up in overtime back here. Talon has really picked it up. Good for them. We've talked about this before. Some of these teams that show up, they do seem to be late bloomers, but it's never too late to come out, and this may be their moment. Who knows? Maybe they end up taking this 2-0 or even 2-1.
I mean, at this point, who knows? We'll have to just wait and see what happens. But I mean, a very bizarre game coming out here. I mean, we expected a lot of blood. We expected a lot of fighting. That's exactly what we did get. It was tight-knit the whole way through. As you can see, 12-12 as far as the kills were concerned. But like I said, from the outset, things were not looking good. But as you say, it's never too late. We'll go ahead and rewind a bit back because things did start off a little bit wonky here for Talon. We'll zoom in on round number 2 because I'm sure that this one had a lot of people scratching their heads because they dropped the pistol and Talon decide we're not even going to try. We don't want to give them anything. We're going to sit in the spawn and wait for this spike to blow up whichever site they go for, and then we'll rotate over towards it. So they are just sat here. Hands off keyboards for a lot of them. You can see them, they were just scratching their heads.
It would have been funnier if we zoomed in on one and they're knitting a sweater or something.
Yeah. And you can see they're trying now to get into their position to die to the spike. Eventually though, PRX feeling curious, pushes forward, goes looking for them, finds them, does end up losing out on 2 of their players. But this was
ATM कौन बनाता है?
In a way, yes, but dude, could you imagine just being in PRX's shoes? You don't have any information.
Where the hell are they?
Yeah,
you just go,
what is happening?
They're not here.
Yeah.
I could just plant for free.
Yeah. They're in the game, right?
Yeah. Is there going to be a tech pause?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Bizarre way to kick things off. And then PRX went on to then win 6 rounds consecutively. And okay, this is going to be it. This is the state of the game. They're just going to run away with this.
Yeah, it looked like it was
a
very straightforward win there for PRX. Honestly, an unremarkable win. Let's go through, round 9 was the round I wanted to look at. And this was when we started to see things kind of pull back together here. So in this round, we see that something does get into B-Link for free. And coming up here, we are going to be catching Pat getting the kill there onto Mindfreak.
So last 4 drawing है मेरे और चैट्स के बीच में सिर्फ 150 पॉइंट का फर्क.
Gets 2 kills and basically denies the plant, which was huge.
Yeah. After Garnet's able to win the shot. And then Chipboy's just holding down the site. I mean, this is before the plant can even come in. And this is part of when we're starting to see PRX start to scramble a little bit in the first half and start surrendering some rounds over to Talon, who are able to
bye, Chad.
Together 3. They got the previous 2. They end up taking this one as well as Forsaken is put in another clutch position, but unfortunately just isn't quite able to do it.
I mean, we know PRX for these aggressive plays, and especially on the attacking side, they can chain those rounds together, but this is one of those where Talon shows they have the prep work. Remember, this was the one where I think Will was mentioning that Pat was looking up in the air in case something would have went with the double updraft. So it really shows that Talon did their homework.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we were looking for, because as mentioned, there's a lot of material that you can study when it comes down to PRX playing on this map. In fact, it's now the second time.
भाई लंबे ने word भी लंबा choose किया है भाई.
Lock-in to Cloud9 in that series. So a big hit, a big blow to them as far as that win percentage is considered, because now it was at 86 and now it falls down just a little bit. But Talon very well prepared, it would seem, here in this set. Now, it wasn't all doom and gloom, obviously. A close map for the side of PRX. We'll go ahead and go back to round 19 where we kind of set the stage and said, Mind Freak, we want to see big performances out of him. This is where he delivered.
Remember, he even flubbed like a 1v1 clutch in a moment, but here, he really stepped up. I mean, this was so crucial for him to hold down this side because if he had lost it, Talon would have gotten A for free. But Mind Freak gets those 3 quick kills, and even with Jit Boys trying to pull off some heroics, Forsaken kind of getting that spidey sense tingling, turns around, and PRX were actually able to find one of those rounds, one of those crucial rounds on the defensive side that brought them to a closer scoreline. It was so scary in a lot of these moments, but you need these hero plays from players like Mind Freak, but that was just one of those. Yeah. What happened?
Chat से देखा हाँ मैं मना कहाँ कर रहा हूँ देखा chat से पहला वर्ड था पर ये जो मैंने chat से देखा समझा नहीं मेरे को उसके पहले के सब खुद से लिखे.
But then as we got into that second half, it was just back and forth, just trading blows, streaking together 2 rounds and losing 2 or 3 to the opposing team. And this looks like very rocky territory here for PRX. This is a map that we have seen them crush people on. We saw them devastate T1, just holding down W, being able to smother them. And as soon as they got to that defensive side, it feels like the threads just started getting pulled and the sweater came apart.
Yeah, we're starting to unravel everything. I mean, you can see in some of these strategies that Talon really knows how to play around the map as well, knowing where PRX might position themselves, knowing where PRX might push. And the round that Nick talked about was one of them. But this one is interesting as well. Let's throw up round 23 because this is one of those that really cemented how Talon starts to cement their lead in the end.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have the fight coming through. Pat trying to hold close, but he's got no bullets remaining as Jing is eventually able to pressure him out. In the meantime, if you look at that minimap,
पेंट क्लास में डायग्राम कौन बनाता है?
11-11. The stakes are high. PRX have the man advantage, but this backstab from Fox is absolutely everything to be able to get them around win. So while it might not have been it might not have been the most kills, when they're in a tense moment where Talon desperately need wins in a hope to make it into playoffs, Fox, we end up giving key player because that flank basically won them.
I got to point something else that we haven't really touched upon, but I'm sure if you guys watched that entire match, you saw it. But PRX coach looking a little tilted. Definitely starting to get frustrated. I think it was around.
Chat तेरे cheating करके भी तू second आया. शर्म आ रही है.
Started to see him, clench his fist, get frustrated with the players.
Game live
really starting to get frustrated. I think it was around the 4th win that Talon had, where you could start to see him, clenching his fist.
Guys, मेरे दिमाग में ना इतना अच्छा डायग्राम था ना ऐसा. फिर बीच में ऐसे गैप रहेगा, फिर एक और है. और जब वो बनाने का बात आया ना, उतनी चढ़ी नहीं थी बनाने की.
But ultimately, they have to get the executes there. And so, clearly coming into this, the coach thinks that this is a team they should beat. Obviously, they have to beat every team, but this should be one of the more doable ones.
Yes.
And that frustration comes out.
I mean, I've been with them.
L chat लिखो guys, L chat लिखो भाई chat में ऐसा मजा नहीं आ रहा.
He's a really passionate guy. Outside of this, he could be, the nicest dude ever. But in these moments, we see it. We watch those plays happen before our very eyes. A lot of crucial rounds.
अभी क्या giveaway है? अभी देखते पहले scoreline कैसे जा रहा है भाई.
You have to get a little bit upset at that, but at the same time, I mean, for Fox, I think Cruz and Pat as well, they had a lot of those moments where they really stepped up. Cruz even getting shots out of midair. That's insane.
Yeah. Exactly that.
क्यों यार? अरे तो तूने ऐसा किया अभी तो फिर तो L लिखना पड़ेगा ना अपने को.
It feels like Talon is out, but then they pull off this effective thrifty. They carry over a hero rifle, but in fact it is just going to be Jit Boys at the end of it all who puts them in, that grabs the operator, and finds some more frags throughout the round. It's just great stuff right now that we're seeing from the side of Talon. And PRX, this has to be a scary position. As we were talking about in the pre-show, their schedule doesn't necessarily get easier.
क्या यार तुम लोग गिवअवे के वक्त सब्सक्राइब करके फिर अनसब्सक्राइब कर रहे हो यार. ऐसा मजा नहीं आता ना.
So if they're not going to be able to level it up and win this next map and take this to 3, it's heavily concerning for their future and their potential playoff run.
And if that does go south for them, I mean, we've talked a lot about these teams that didn't look that great early on, but then they
कौन क्या है वो थोड़ी होता है. Look Cruz here, अरे क्या हाल है मृदुल?
We could have the reverse for a team
किसने
like this,
किया?
where they
कुछ काफी
actually
लोगों
start
ने
out
किया.
strong, and then it's all downhill. I hope, hopefully for their
46.5 के हो गए थे. अभी वापस गिर गए.
Because they had this huge takeover and lock-in, and then they come into Pacific, and it's just like,
guys.
But now they're rebounding a bit.
It's a roller coaster, is what it is. Both sides were just going all over
तुम्हारा
the place.
चेक करो मैं सब्सक्राइब हूँ. जो भी कमेंट कर रहे हो सब सब्सक्राइब हो गाइस, क्योंकि
I mean, look, no matter what,
बिना सब्सक्राइब के कमेंट चैट नहीं कर सकते
all
अपन.
is that from you know, outside of like DRX,
1000 के लिए एक like
it's nigh
तो कर दो.
impossible to predict what the hell is going to happen to the rest of the teams when
कब
they face off
करोगे?
against one another.
Yeah.
And even then, Gen G.
पापा जी, Talon 2-0
series yesterday.
Talon 2-0 हो गया तो मैं टकला नहीं
on
होऊंगा.
the stage because we're obviously
बोलने लगा
not
था
done
टकला हो
yet.
जाऊंगा पर
Talon,
टकला
they don't
नहीं
like to go
होऊंगा.
for Pearl. That's them securing their map pick. Now they get taken to split. PRX identifying some weaknesses, also showing plenty of strengths in their own
तू
play
सब नहीं
in the
किया
past
है.
on this map. Can they take down Talon?
Guys,
Because you have to expect that
मेरा
Talon
chat
coming into
subscriber only था
not
ना
gonna be running
कि नहीं है.
Duelist. We don't have Sushi Boys.
अगर नहीं है
they're gonna be playing something a lot
पता
more
नहीं.
safe, a lot more conservative. But have
फिर
they
मेरी गलती है, उसको
short of
subscriber
their
only
issues
करना
to be
है.
able to get this map
ठीक है.
cleanly to find a 2-0?
With two teams like this being this close, that pistol
नहीं है,
round is so
अच्छा.
important. I'm curious who's going to win that, but I'm also curious if Talon loses that pistol
तुम लोगों को
round,
subscriber only
will they
चलेगा
flip
क्या ऐसे ही
spawn
रहने दो?
again?
Oh my gosh.
I forget what side selection they have.
question.
If they're on the defending side, yeah, maybe they
Yeah.
just go for that again. But PRX will probably be a little bit more prepared for it
Yeah,
this
yeah.
time.
I mean,
No, what's going to happen is they're going to run to the side and be like, oh my god, they're not camping at their own spawn.
no, they're in our spot. No, I'm kidding.
सब जोन.
I think
क्या
this is one
Alba
of
भाई,
those
all
things
good
where
में
we
sir.
really expect a lot out of PRX, knowing that they play this style, knowing that they always go for this double duelist. We saw this last week against Global. Meanwhile, it's a new look for Talon. You know, they're trying something more standard, something more reserved, a little bit more control.
हाँ, 1 मिनट का ही
Perhaps,
सब काफी
maybe.
है. उसके बाद तुम chat कर सकते हो. कैसे देखे?
They may be able to do it.
कैसे करते हैं किसी को पता है क्या?
See, Sageless on either side. Pad back over to the KO. Thing that we have seen him pick up in his big lexicon of agents that he's played so far here in Pacific. Doesn't seem like we're going to be adding any more here today. But the players are ready to jump into the
पता नहीं
action.
guys.
The 2-0 on the horizon. We'll see if Talon can close it out or PRX can fire back. We'll go ahead and hand this over to your casters, Valdez and William.
Thank you, Deskers. We are
Hey,
once again Valdez.
subscriber
and
only है रे
this is going to
बाबा.
game number 2 of Talon
क्या
up
तुम लोग
against
confuse
PRX.
करते हो मेरे
PRX
को?
losing that one 11-13. Their coach wants revenge.
Yes,
They
yes,
all
he
want
does.
revenge, but Talon might not let them.
They might not. I mean, we see the prep they've done on Pearl. The desk was touching upon that as well. I mean, surely they've shored up their
Nice
split.
रे
Now,
गणेश.
they've
ये
shown
ले.
it twice so far. Once against
Malo.
TRX, which I know 𝘼𝐽𝐿 likes to forget about, and then of course against Global Esports, and they weren't good showings, neither of them. I mean, even if we don't count the DRX one with the triple duelist composition,
5-man नशे करते हैं जल्दी
changed it
करते.
up here, bringing out the same comp as today, and they still only got, I believe, 6 rounds against
मालव
Global.
गेम देख
See
रहा
that
था मैं
change
तुम लोग का
today
थोड़ा
as we do
थोड़ा.
have Jit Boys
जितना
playing
मेरा
the
bandwidth था
Astra
5-6 राउंड देखा
and
मैंने.
Cruz now playing the Viper.
जो 6 राउंड देखे उसमें है 2 तो तुम लोग
Yeah,
इक्वल
gonna get
राउंड हार
pretty
गए.
interesting here. We have seen
तो दोनों बार
in
बंद
the
कर दिया मैंने देख
past,
के.
Cruz hopping onto the Astra. We have seen the KO before from Path, as was mentioned. So
Ladies and
yeah, definitely a
gentlemen, we
more
got him.
reserved
सही है बेशर्म.
composition of agents, a lot more control. We'll have to see if it works out for them. They will have double flashes available with the KO in the sky.
Oh boy, they're just gonna send it. They've got
भाई ये
double
फ्लैश तो दिख
flash
रहा है
packs here from
बढ़िया.
Garnett's. One's already down on the floor. There is the high angle flash drive, and he can't get the first kill.
Yeah, pretty rough. Does spot a couple of guys at least, as Little Doggy's gonna get some extra action. Something with the second kill. As now Pat finally able to pick off one. Chip Boys as well, making it interesting. Pat gets
Oh,
another.
bhai.
They take out Jing, and now it's all up to Mind Freak.
Mind Freak again, but here's the thing. Jit Boys hiding in that little nook right in the center of A main. That changed everything. That provided a crossfire, a double angle for Talon as PRX aggresses forward. And now Mind Freak. Jit Boys is low, but it's still a 2v1.
Alright, gonna play some stars, see what he can see. Finds one, and gets
Oh,
flashed
no.
immediately.
That wastes all the time he had on his own utility.
Nice.
Yep. Gets sucked in, and that's going to be the pistol round. Going over to Talon. They did, if you guys remember, they lost the first one, but they won the second one, which actually started off their big comeback on the attacker side of Pearl. And now they're going to start off with a win here on Splits, as that one over the top.
I didn't even see Forsaken there for a second, but I guess Pat did. Gets the kill clean. Right above the Nebula. Pat's dialed in, Jet Boy's dialed in. I mean, quite
Guys,
frankly,
Talon
everyone
जीतने
on the
वाला है
side
क्या?
of Talon.
Talon
last
ने
time they were
अटैक
playing,
चूज किया है बेशर्म
most of
ने.
the players not able to perform. Really only Garnett's and Pat putting up some numbers.
Times have changed.
रियलिटी में तो ओजी वॉच पार्टी करोगे
Talon
क्या?
are beginning to
अच्छा
find
मैं
their
लोको पे
footing
करूंगा
here
तो
in
तुम लोग
BC
देखोगे क्या?
Pacific.
Let's
We've
say
talked a lot about
if I
their
were to do
mindset.
it.
coming into their last match, which they were able to win, and perhaps that change in mindset and a bit more comfort
YouTube पे तो करने नहीं
leading
देंगे
to them
लोग।
actually playing 100% of their game, which is exactly what you need against a team like PRX.
Yeah, I mean, again, we can just tell, even if we can't hear it all the time or understand all of their comms, the comms seem to be a lot more in tune. They're using the map in a much wider sense, especially compared to PRX, who does like to slightly tunnel vision, trust their aim maybe just a bit too much. Now on Pearl, of course, that was partly the composition with Phoenix. This time things are different. Something does have that Marshall.
Okay, that's not gonna work out for him. Has a little bit of damage. He's stunned, but it's not gonna grant him a kill or anything like that. We do see Talon is hanging around B, but they are actually pushing out now and rotating. Sting spotting Cruz.
Yeah, not sure if this is the area you go into, though, when you have the longer weapons. You gotta expect that. A nice swing out from Mindfreak as well, and Jing!
Guys.
क्या कर रहे हैं भाई इन लोग?
Jing's just gonna win this with a shorty. Device got one as well. He's spotted, though. They are able to take him out. Jing also does get paint shelled in there, but that's already 3 kills. Something on the back of the site. Maybe he makes some magic happen. He's got a classic now, gets one.
But time!
Gets traded.
He has to hold it!
Has to hold it.
Forsaken knows this.
Oh, all he
has a
knows is
Guardian.
there.
Yeah, they gotta expect each other. Forsaken will get it right through the corner.
And that's going to do it for that round. PRX will tie things up and pick up a thrifty to make things interesting already at the beginning
Twitch पे करने
of
थोड़ी
the second
देंगे।
map.
Well, you know, as soon as I talk about
Monopoly है भाई,
them
not
using
win
their
और
map
लोगों
a lot wider, they use it a bit too much, perhaps, on a round when they didn't need to. I mean, the fact of the matter is they had already kind of made up their mind that they wanted to go to B site, and I know that they got stopped. They're like, oh, maybe it's a stack. That's PRX's style. So they want to rotate, but going through vents when you know it's got to be shorties and classics everywhere. What a risky move.
Very risky. Also, it starts the end of the round, so you got to rush in. You're making noise. It's very easy for Jing to just sit there and poke out exactly at the right time and just get a bunch of shotgun shells into you as Mindfreak is going to be isolated here, very far out.
Yeah, a bit of a, I mean, the jump peak was wide as well, but it wouldn't have mattered. They were already way up close against the corner.
क्रूज भाई कभी-कभी थोड़े ज़्यादा ही पागल लगते हैं मेरे को।
For Pat.
It's going to make things very interesting. They have a lot of ways to enter sites, obviously. They still have Fox and Pat alive. And multiple flashes, 3 still held on to right now. So you have definitely ways to initiate onto these ones. Or maybe you just get sprayed down in mid.
And खत्म. Fox बोल रहे ना 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 ना.
Also an option.
Jing is a man of taste, going for the Dance Fever or whatever it is this version is on the RES compared to the Knockout. See if he gets that finisher. No, he will not.
No, Forsaken just gonna take that one down as PRX 2 in a row.
Now that was, you know, eventually that kind of eco round here for Talon. So nothing too lost on that round itself, as they did get drifted in the round before.
Oh, भाई,
but now they do want to climb back. I mean, I'm sure they were very happy to get that pistol. We talk about it all the time.
अगर पैट हैंडल से पहले वाले को उसको मार देता ना, तो फिर राउंड बहुत अलग हो सकता था.
Now it was their choice though, so clearly I think they have an idea of if we can just, you know, get a certain number of rounds, we'll be able to get through on the defensive side.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to wait and see if they can get any more, or if PRX are going to begin to take off with this one as well, which is kind of what we saw in map 1, obviously on opposite sides. Talon making some noise, tapping the orb, and they trade 2 for 2. So everybody's got rifles now.
Yeah, the Seeker's online though for Fox, so that will give them the information that we have members here. They now see all the Seekers going up through heaven. Oh, and they were trying to plant Cruz all the way deep in A site for a second option, but he gets taken out. They have to now go to B. Now these Seekers already, I mean, all Forsaken has to do is follow his own Seekers all the way here to B site.
That's exactly what he'll do. The retake, looking to come on in. The shot into the Seeker. 𝘼𝐽𝐿 going to back off, but he's alone now. Picks up 1 and will not get a second. As he is stunned on the backside of that. PRX.
चलो भाई, Talon की तो ठुकाई होने वाली गई है मैं 100%.
Talon trying to rush their steps just a tad bit.
ऐसा लग रहा है,
like
पता नहीं.
tapping the ult orb. having both members holding a closer angle, trying to expect people peeking out from further behind. You didn't expect the close range.
ये map Talon जीत गया तो फिर तो क्या ही बोलूं मैं.
I mean, of course, part of that is hindsight, but you got to start to imagine that thoroughness we saw in Pearl, right, where they're really setting up for better trades, has to come online just a bit quicker.
ये map Talon जीत गया तो मैं डांस करूंगा और तुम लोगों को एक battle pass दूंगा बस. एक और I mean.
Okay.
All right.
Birds on the loose. And now, Talon pushing through mid into vents. Jing now pushing out here himself.
Yeah, a bit of over-aggression considering you're the one with the rifles, but obviously on a map like Split, you can't blame them too much. They have pulled back in time. Now this is the type of change you want to see from PRX. They didn't silo themselves into A main. They've pushed them out, and then they've regained control of Heaven. And during that, look at the middle of the map. They chose to push out of B main at the same time. But Garnets wins that duel. That changes everything.
It's a massive start. He gets his ultimate. Now they're looking to actually push here onto the A side as Pack gets another. That's a headshot there. Forsaken tries to shore it up for the team. But they're already on site, and this is going to make things very interesting. Jip Boys goes down, essentially for free, as the spike is planted.
The no command comes out, but again, it's a rough post-plant position. They're all stuck in elbow, but Fox gets one.
How do they keep doing this? 3 headshots with the Sheriffs in a row. Fox on the backside, he's very low.
Pagal Pati.
As Talon tries to make it interesting, they take 3 rifles
Thank you,
away,
bhai. Thank you,
PRX
Patipan.
inevitably will take down this spike.
Oh, a rough one. I mean, that was, you saw some signs of life, some signs of hope here for Talon to try to strike back. Now, the rifles being taken away. We're already in that position of the map where PRX have kind of run away to the bank with their creds. Not going to affect them too much. But, I mean, again, I think one thing we can take away is Talon is not going to shy away from these aim duels against PRX, right? I mean, Forsaken getting a little hyped up, but Talon, they're happy to go for these headshot battles, and they'll win a fair share of them. And now that they also have their rifles, I think, again, this might be the time where Talon decides, okay, momentum, time to come back to our side.
Well, they're going to be running straight into something who's picked up an operator. He's holding a very thin angle here on the backside of the site, but...
Oh, no. It doesn't tag anybody. Oh, they think they can just rush in, Garnets.
Well, Shorty, he gets one, and he gets out. That is huge on the push.
Hey, Shorty का fire time बढ़ाना चाहिए बीच का, मतलब थोड़ा ज़्यादा time लेना चाहिए. Actually पहले से बड़ा है ना? पहले तो और भी कम हुआ करता था ना, जितना मेरे को याद है.
And the positions, they can only hold on to Garage, but even then, you have Fox constantly watching behind.
In goes Jing. He's able to pick off one, but traded. Talon in the smoke as someone's up in the sky. Something as the... Oh no, he isn't able to hit the shorty shots, and down he goes to Mind Freak from up top. PRX holding on to their lead.
Wow, and something with a great sacrificial updraft up there, drawing the crosshairs of 2 people, actually.
शायक भाई तो 21 का ट्वीट पढ़ के आके बता रहा है यहाँ पे हैं.
I mean, that's why the numbers matter. 5v4, if you start trading 1 by 1, you're always going to have the last one alive. PRX happy to go for that. Now, I believe the operator not picked up. So not sure if that was a choice or if they were just busy kind of celebrating the round win. We'll have to wait and see.
He was holding. I thought maybe they just weren't able to find it or something.
Perhaps.
Talon का ये map अच्छा नहीं है guys.
Now, again, that's one of those rounds where obviously we can say this in hindsight, but it goes to show that Talon is rushing things a bit. They go for the guiding light, which I don't believe would have checked all the way back sight, right, behind that box and around the pillar. It couldn't have checked every single angle. One single guiding light just cannot do that. And they just decide, okay, no one's close, so they send Garnets in, but that's plenty of time for someone to have gone into that nebula. And Garnets is just a step shy. He has to.
ये Talon का कोच है ना, देखो कभी बात करते हैं ऐसे लगता है रैप करे. कैसे कोई बता
You're sitting a lot. It's good to take a stand, stretch your legs. That knows all about that. So should you guys.
Yeah, it's very, very important to remember.
You don't want to be sitting for too long in a row.
not good for your health, which obviously that's how you continue to play more Valorant in the long run, to stay healthy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, now Talon, having lost a bunch in a row, they're able to
सही बोल रहा हो
some
कि नहीं वो
rifles
बोलो
and half armors
बात
at
तो भाई की
least,
सही है
and should be able to continue to do so.
Forsaken already 1 point away
मार
from
मार
his second seed.
तेरा प्यार 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 छोटू मार
His first one, or 3 rounds ago.
Hit mid. Just thrown down. Something very aggressive angle out here. Sees an elbow, misses.
Oh, a nice jump peek though, but a nice counter flash coming out from Forsaken. They're both able to save themselves. However, that means PRX is the last one laughing because they still hold control.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's gonna say Ding's just hanging out up here, just waiting. Just gonna blast pan out, blast pack out.
So look at this on the minimap. While we're paying attention to all this utility being traded, they're sending 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼 in to fish for information on B to see if they can eventually rotate. But something says, you know what? That's fine. I'll hold this. I've already backed out. You guys hold that side with your utility. PRX actually just going in and making the call that there's no noise. Let's make sure that it's not a B hit. Forsaken now checks with the guiding line. Talon doesn't mind being tagged by that, but the thing is 𝘼𝐿𝐼 cannot get all the information on his own.
Has some good information. The push is going to be coming in onto the A site. There's only one guy who is Forsaken on the backside here. He is going to spot one.
Yeah, Garnets hasn't checked Forsaken just yet.
Oh, clean.
And they're not in the site yet. They haven't been able to push. They don't control
क्या
heaven
कर रहे
either.
हैं भाई
Oh
क्या
boy.
कर रहे
Now
हैं
they're just
पागल वाले
getting ransacked here on the
Talon वाले
site.
लौंडे
Something
पागल
picks
वागल
up
हो
an
गए
operator
guys
kill. And only Fox is able to get the one here for the side of Talon.
10 seconds left.
Oh, I mean, yeah, 𝘼𝐿𝐼 will get a kill for his troubles, but the rest of his team already taken down. Nice pop flash as well. Oh, Forsaken took that a little personally there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 𝘼𝐿𝐼's just going to be happy to save that one rifle to carry into the next round.
6 in a row looks familiar.
CSGO की टूर्नी अनाउंस होगी तो इंडियन वालों का क्या हो गया I don't think
win from Talon.
Well, you know,
I
Talon
don't
has
know
told PRX
अगर
before
इकोसिस्टम
that
आता है
6 is
CS
all
का
you
तो
get
अच्छा
in
ही
a
है but I
round.
don't think
We'll see if they're able to repeat
Yeah.
it this
जो
time
इंडिया के
here on Split.
Valorant
I will
watchers और
dare
players
say
है
it looks a lot harder
वो
this
लोग
time
ठीक होने
around.
वाले हैं
Yeah. Let it be known that Talon is the team that does
I
not
personally
get
didn't think कि
taken down
CSGO
7
उतना
times in a
पॉपुलर
row.
होगा अभी प्राइस फुल के ऐसे हो
Only
सकता है
6. Now we'll see if that changes. PRX are going to be looking for more. Something not able to hit that shot once again. Well, he shuts me up, gets the second shot.
Yeah, instant redemption, and now his teammates all here, but something's still the one picking up the kills himself.
And that should be good enough. 𝘼𝐿𝐼 has 16 health. Garnets has a sheriff. So, yeah, they're just hanging out here. Maybe they can get some pickoffs. It's not going to happen. This is looking flawless. Garnets being sprayed down. He actually picks up 2, but still 7 in a row to the side of PRX.
Yes, I am Sindhi bro.
All right, Talon. I mean, you now have your Seekers, right? That's one more thing to work with. You've had that pit, but of course, that's hard to
ये
use a
game
bit more
थोड़ा
proactively here on the
one
attacking
side ही होने वाला है
side.
guys
First, we'll just
Alright, bhai.
admire these crazy flicks from something.
One left side. I cover you, man.
But,
Come on, you can
man,
take one.
Talon, they've got to sort this thing out. I mean, they've actually been kind of doing what PRX was showing us on their defensive side on Pearl, which is always a 4-1 split. Eventually just, you know, vie for that rotate, and PRX is ready for it.
Garnet's good spot, but he can't land the shots. Jinx going to take him down, and something gets a free pick in mid once again. Make it 2, as 𝘼𝐼 is getting another elsewhere on the map, and PRX are really just smothering
ये
them
guys
out
10
now.
सेकंड के अंदर 4 लौंडे
It's
डेड
not close anymore, William.
Yeah, I mean, and quite literally, too. Look at where all the deaths are. I mean, Talon haven't really made any progress towards the site here. Finally, Pat will be able to get into the site for free, but that should just, yeah, he smells it. That means there's more coming from the other side.
Instead of getting onto the site for free, he elects to
याद
come
आ
back
रही है
and
guys कॉफी
gets taken
बनाऊंगा
out
इसके
by
बाद
9
ये मैप के बाद
So,
काफी
8-1. And of course, you know, the first map, Pearl, that was Talon's pick. They barely got the win They avoided overtime, we could say, with the 13-11. Now on PRX's map pick, they are
typical
just,
PRX game. अरे last map भी ऐसे ही लग रहा था क्रिप्स पर last map में ऐसे बोल दिया Talon जीत जाएगा तो battle pass दे दूंगा.
You can't put it any other way. This looks very one-sided now. Even considering Split's tendency.
Guys देखो इसके बाद मैं कॉफी बनाने जाऊंगा.
Talon needs to win the remaining 3
3 मिनट में अगर नहीं आया मैं
okay, there's a good chance.
तो तुमको एक कॉफी गिफ्ट करूंगा एक किसी को.
I
Starbucks
would have to say that it's not looking good.
Timer लगा के जाऊंगा
screen
पे.
When we know what PRX can do when they sit in the driver's seat on the attacking side as 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿 just gets 2 kills in a row.
No shots, not a single one landed. Finally one through the smoke. Is going to take him out as Fox. Once again, between a rock and a hard place. He's got a 4K, but look at it come out here. Something with the 180 no scope, I guess. I don't know. That was just, he's kind of just styling on them now.
पागल हो गए हैं. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to do him dirty like that. Wow. Just making sure he can set himself up for the kill with a shorty, obviously operator in his other hand. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people were saying after the first map, maybe PRX just disrespecting Talon a bit too much, but then you see plays like this, and you can't blame them. They just feel that they are supposed to be the stronger team, the better players.
Yeah, I mean, you look at their star-studded roster, it's hard not to believe in them. I think it was pretty shocking for a lot of people that they even dropped the first map, but
Talon 5 चलते हैं. Talon अगर ये round नहीं निकला है ना.
Talon, they've got 5 ultimates. They have rifles. All of them have full
पहले तो
armor.
5 health
You're
होनी
going to win
चाहिए.
rounds before the half. This is the one. So,
yeah, I mean, this
मेरा
is
chat
the
पढ़ा पापा जी नहीं
now,
देखेंगे
then I'm
अभी
really
पढ़ा.
scratching my head.
Yeah, you're not going to have entire full buys in the next round. I mean, maybe you keep your ultimates, but that would just mean that you didn't have a chance to use them this round. You got to try to make it a 9-3. Garnus, you got to get out of the way as well. I mean, the comms are not as clean as we were praising them to be on Pearl.
It may not mean much to the dog, to the Trailblazer, but it does tell a story. As okay, taking out a rocket as Garnets, he's gonna get the kill. It's actually very impressive. Dodges the flash mostly as something on the back of the site here. He's got an angle.
Gets one.
Paint shells. Now he's against the wall, taking out Fox.
चलो guys, 3 टाल के 1 round तो निकला है. 3 की 4.
round for Talon if they were going to get another one.
Well, 3 ults.
ये भी जाएगा पागल आदमी. जा पागल आदमी जा तू आगे.
Another rifle, more than anything, just to prove that they can take these rounds. They just needed to take some time to sort out PRX. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿 might as well go for this, but the triple stack a little bit too much for him on 33 health.
हाँ 3 तो करी मालूम है. चौथी भी करी क्या देखा Legit Boys.
Let it be known that Talon will not
Legit Boys की है.
10 rounds in a row this time on this map. It's different from Pearl.
Yeah, different circumstances. Well, we'll see. I mean, if they can make it a 9-3, yeah, we can talk about the curse. We can talk about Split being defender-sided. We can grasp at all these strands of silver linings here for Talon. But first, they'll have to get there. Now, they did save 2 ultimates, and it looks like it's just going to be another call. Just go straight for B, put up the Cosmic Divide, put up the pit, and then let's hold. But something, he knows this is coming. He doesn't want to give space. All right, early Cosmic Divide first.
Raid in once again, just trying to root out Mindfreak and something who have been playing on the backside of that site.
The pit has to go up. Yeah, you cannot save this. Pat even waiting for the peek out from Mindfreak, very well read.
Here he comes. It's Mr. Shorty.
Planted.
Well, there's a lot of smokes to hide in, thanks to the pit.
Oh, pops out, doesn't commit to it. He's back into the pit.
Yeah, but Pat's actually going to get a kill over onto 𝘼𝐽 as well as he's trying to exit the site. Something does find one for his troubles, but they still can't find the Viper. Oh, Cruz in a shorty battle takes the risk here.
They got him.
Now, they were doing this to set up the flank for Fox, but there is a little bit of suspicion on PRX's minds, but not in time.
Not in time. 3rd round taken by Talon. And
Something doesn't give a
Let's go back to it, shall we? Split defender-sided map. 9-3.
चलो बताओ कौन-कौन बोल रहा है टैलेंट जीतने वाला है ये गेम?
Yeah, they're playing single duelist. Their comp is better for defense.
Is there a chance? Not sure.
Some fans perhaps saying, I mean, is there a chance for PRX to win? You know, all these signs, mystical signs pointing in the direction of Talon here, but the stats will tell
देखो
you.
एक सिंपल बात, जो बोल रहा है ना टैलेंट गेम जीतने वाला है, तुम लोग सबको मैं एक बैटल पास दूंगा, पर अगर टैलेंट नहीं जीतता है तो तुम लोग 100 रुपया सुपर चैट करोगे सब, ठीक है? कौन ये चीज के लिए मंजूर है? 1:7 के odds है तुम्हारे लिए, 1:8.
Rather comfortable on attack compared to some other regions, but
ये देखो सीधा आधे लोग पलट गए यार.
the map, right? So
yeah, I mean, by nature, even after the changes, I think the hard stats would indicate that eventually.
नहीं मजाक कर रहा हूँ, इसको सुपर चैट नहीं चाहिए और ना ही मैं 10, 15, 20 लोग को बैटल पास देने वाला हूँ, ठीक है?
We did see attackers doing very well. I think that comes down to the nature of the teams who prepped it, picked it. They usually came with double duelists to overcome.
चलो ठीक है, अगर तुम लोग वॉच पार्टी पे आते हो तो सबको मैं कॉफी की ट्रीट पे लेके जाऊंगा, इतना मैं कर सकता हूँ, जो भी लोग वॉच पार्टी पे अगर टैलेंट जीत गया तो.
Here's the thing, there was one fan asking what the halftime music was and they couldn't Shazam it because we're always talking. So here's 5 seconds for you to figure out what this tune is.
ठीक है, मेरे को रिटर्न में कुछ नहीं चाहिए, बस कॉफी के ट्रीट पे मैं ले जाऊंगा. बैंक अकाउंट छोड़ो, मेरे को इंस्टाग्राम पे मैसेज कर दो, भैया मैं टैलेंट को सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ और मैं दिल्ली वॉच पार्टी आ रहा हूँ. उसके बाद बैंगलोर किए तो मैं टैलेंट को सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ और मैं बैंगलोर वॉच पार्टी को आ रहा हूँ, तो जो भी मेरे को दिख गए इंस्टाग्राम मैसेज पे सबको अपन ले जाएंगे. स्टारबक्स से ऊपर दर्शन आए, मैं फैन ऑफ फिल्टर कॉफी.
When you're ready to fight. Some more Jing fans in the crowd as well. Well, Jing, see if he can put up the numbers that fans expect him to here this time. Not the greatest of starts, but of course playing that raise on defense. Now is the time for him to shine alongside something. We've seen what he can do with that raise.
Yep. Let's see how this one is going to go. The pistol round, if it gets taken by PRX, I would expect them to run away with this one extremely quickly. Jokes aside, as here comes PRX, Swift onto the B site. As Garnet's going to be the first blood, as meanwhile, something trades it back real quick. Forsaken up top gets 2 in
देखो तुम्हारी उम्मीदें बहुत जल्दी खत्म होते हुए दिख रही
हैं. Into the smoke and you're still getting 2 kills. What an impressive play.
But chance here, Pat. Oh no, now it's up to Fox. Up top, he's up against 2, has a good idea where they are, but...
Oh, he's afraid of a potential lurk here coming out from Defy. I don't think that pinged. I was talking over it, but I don't think it quite catches him. So Fox, riding Heaven off, just expecting both of them to be here and main potentially. Oh, now he spots him.
Yeah, a little bit too little, too late. Defy is able to put the final bullet in, and that is a pistol round to PRX on attack. Should be able to move this into 11-3. Remember that Talon did drop the second round after winning the pistol round.
अरे तो 800 के 800 लोग थोड़ी आने वाले भाई बैंगलोर में या दिल्ली में वॉच पार्टी के लिए.
Oh, great consistency for Forsaken, and you know he was spamming through it, but not frantically, just making sure he can.
How much is the second guy?
Even Forsaken doesn't know.
What happened?
Well, I mean, you hit him with your bullets, man. What else can we say?
Yeah. It all comes down to that. As the buy here for Talon is 2 shorties. 3. Okay.
Kolkata is one of my most favorite cities.
Surprise, PRX says.
In terms
we
of
don't want
esports,
to greet
जो मैं
Christmas
गया था
early.
and
No
खाने वाने
presents
भी
for
गया था,
us.
अच्छा था.
Just gonna plant the spike.
Yep.
आलूदम, लच्छा पराठा,
Now the big question
घुगनी
is, the Stasis wondering,
और
will Talon
पुचका
eventually die to the
सब मेरे
spike?
को बहुत पसंद है.
Doesn't look
रसगुल्ला.
like it.
Well,
looking risky.
Yeah, they're right around the corner. This is a lot of damage already put in. You might as well look for kills almost as PRX.
Well, I think Talon kind of wants to bait that, though. They're trying to close the distance, and they still cannot finish a single kill with the 2 shorties that they held on to.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Pretty straightforward for PRX at the end of it.
Why no one comes out? मैं चेन्नई भी आया हूँ, मैं बैंगलोर भी आया हूँ.
Come on.
बाकी कहीं नहीं आया हूँ मैं साथ.
What a read.
Sometimes you just...
Bye-bye.
Oh, no! Poor Jit boys. Down he goes. PRX 2 away from forcing a third map. It's looking extremely likely from here. But if you're going to start your comeback, it has to start now for Talon in the bonus round.
लखनऊ तो नहीं, पर मैं
we've seen the
इंदौर
crazy
आया
comebacks
हूँ.
happen before. Don't need to tell fans otherwise. I mean, all sorts of things can happen here in Valorant, and of course now with the rifles
इंदौर
in
इतना
hand,
clean है ना.
we'll see what they
इंदौर ही है
can
ना
do.
cleanest city in
They are
India.
on that defensive side. They have the
इंदौर ही
KO
था
as
वहाँ.
well.
See that kid dancing in the front?
Oh no, I
He's
totally
having a
missed
great
it.
time.
कैसा लगा इंदौर बहुत बढ़िया था भाई.
Here to
इतना
watch some
cleanliness
Valorant
देख
and
के
to
ना मजा आ गया.
groove to the sound of your team winning.
और वो रात का नाइट मार्केट जो था उधर गया खाया वाया मस्त. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? सफरगंज मार्केट शायद नहीं, क्या मार्केट था वो?
Well, PRX, they've spread out entirely across the whole map. And that does mean that they're individually getting into these fights.
As a pretty aggressive push through the screen
Tarafa
there for
market.
Jing. He will be punished. Just run straight into 2 people. Not really much he could do about that after making the committal.
But look at Talon's setup as well, right? I mean, this toxic screen just so they can eventually take back Heaven. He's even gonna peek out a little bit to try to help out Cruz, but he's a little too late. Cruz does get taken down.
All right, Fox gets that. And it's still gonna be the plans here for the side of PRX. Mindfreak waiting.
I've got your trail.
Main.
All right, we'll see the Seekers are coming out as well. They need to try to strike Mindfreak before the Seekers arrive. They've both been spotted. Mindfreak, he's just buying time. Something now providing the crossfire as well. They know there's 2.
Oh, and he just pokes out. He's not wasting any time. And now they're just gonna dive on top of Garnett and not give him much time. Here's Chip Boys. He's got a chance, a very small chance. 1v2, tries to get it back to the site. He does.
Oh,
And this is...
I mean, they have it lined up. Okay,
Oh.
he's gonna get the half first.
I guess they don't. He's holding it. He's holding it. The spray. Oh, he just barely gets it. As that was so close. Chip Boys with nearly a heroic defuse. But now, Talon are against the ropes. PRX looking to run away with this one real quick.
Yeah, almost actually working out that they didn't hit him at all in the first, spray. Chip Boy's thinking that maybe then he'll have a chance to be able to just hold it all the way through, but Forsaken saved just enough bullets to jump into the Nebula. PRX looking a lot more relieved
Delhi Watchparty
than they
win next
did
week. Talon getting
after
desperate.
Pearl
Nothing for
taking their
them
map
to do.
pick potentially here at a 13-3 scoreline.
Yeah. Even the desk talking about Alex, the coach here, PRX, maybe he did say something just perfect enough to send them over the edge to really start performing at full tilt. And they're looking real good now as, Chip Boys holding on here
आपल्या
barely
सर्व
on the B side.
मराठी
Gonna force them
दर्शकांना
out as, another
मी
kill
महाराष्ट्र
mid.
दिवसाची खूप खूप शुभेच्छा.
Yeah, Talon's movement this round looks great, right? As soon as
Wish
you
को क्या
hear
बोलते guys?
the strike coming in, it's actually going to be Garnett countering
Wish करता
the
हूँ.
hard entry from PRX with his own flight path to shake up
दिल्ली
their
में free
crosshair.
food, chill bro,
Provides
पर
time for his
क्यों?
teammate to get the kill. Now, we don't know about Forsaken. He's already in. Oh, but now he lets himself know, and we can see it in the mini screen. Now
Yeah.
everyone really hunting him down.
Pretty literally everybody. I mean, they're all looking over there at the B site. So now it's Jing. He's going to reveal himself too. 1v5.
Well, Talon, if they can chain together these flawless rounds, that would be one way to make a incredible, miraculous comeback. Oh, the timing's in his favor.
ओ भाई जंग भाई.
Gives it the old college
चलो
try.
चलो जल्दी खत्म करो
Not
guys.
good
थर्ड
enough.
लैप के लिए रुके
Takes
अपन.
out 2. Talon, they're back on the board once
Very
again.
nice ignoring.
But,
What ignoring, bro?
yeah, just 8 rounds in a row. I mean, PRX did 10, or I guess the 9 on the defender side.
Yeah, anything's possible here. Now, we do have to
Guys,
remember
like,
this happened on
subscribe,
Pearl as
guys.
well, where Talon
Okay.
was winning rounds but losing weapons, so they were never able to fully stabilize economically. But all that, quite frankly, out the window, because if they lose a round, it's over, and we will be going over to Fracture for map 3.
Now, looking extremely likely at this point, something wants to put the nail on the
ठीक है
coffin
even if you look the same.
as he and the Trailblazer go in together. Firing the hole, Jing looking for a target. There's nobody here. They have cleared the site. Have Talon, they will let them plant.
Now, they can't fully take control of screens yet. That's why they're vying for that rivalry. Meanwhile, Mindfreak making sure that he doesn't give up ramp entirely, but the retake very possible here from Talon. The big question is 𝘼𝘽, he's actually going to try to flank all the way through mid. PRX, they just have to get enough time for their Viper to return to them.
He's going real slow too. That's the first hit from Forsaken as Garnett on the backside here. Something gets a knife in, but traded back and a lot of action in main. The Seekers are out.
Oh, but the Seekers will spot him. Something, he now knows he needs to buy even more time. He's
Oh,
gonna
right
get
click.
one!
It's huge, and Tip Boys again, he's left alone.
He knows heaven.
Fights
Just
one.
kill.
He's one more. There's not enough time. He
But
has to hold
doesn't
it.
have time.
Oh
He's
my
gonna do it. 13-4. PRX.
GG बोलते रे बाबा.
And they strike back hard with a very decisive win on their map pick of Split. We will be going to the third map tonight, which will be Fracture.
चेन्नई में वॉच पार्टी
And with
नहीं.
a performance
चेन्नई
like
में
that,
भी करेंगे
PRX
guys,
gotta be
अभी नहीं.
feeling real good about their chances in the series.
Absolutely, yes, they had some mistakes on Pearl, and more than
Really,
anything,
Chennai
Talon came
mein,
prepared, but even then it was
we
a
are not
tough
sure
match
अभी के
for
लिए
Talon
if
on
we
their
can do or
pick.
not, but we are
Meanwhile,
starting with
you
Delhi
have PRX just
You don't have a team in
winning
Chennai.
Split in absolute commanding fashion.
Guys, मैं 2 मिनट में आया
13-4,
कॉफी
not
बना के,
giving
ठीक है?
any hope at all
क्या लगाओ
over
तब तक
Talon
बताओ
and
अपने
their
चैनल
fans.
से.
They should
अपने
have the
चैनल का
momentum
कुछ
on their
देखे.
side as they go into Fracture.
क्या देखोगे तुम
Something,
बताओ.
I see it here. He's got 346 ACS.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, 20 kills,
क्या लगाओ?
only 12 deaths, 6 assists on top of that. And then Jing topping the board right below as that double entry.
बैंगलोर में next week.
I
ये
mean,
week नहीं
they
मतलब
make it
next
work,
next
right?
week.
Everyone always says if there's a team you trust for double duelists on any
बैंगलोर
map,
में
but
अपना
obviously
ये
on
वाला
Split, this
game
has
होगा
kinda
वॉच
opened the
पार्टी
door for a
शायद
lot of them.
सीक्रेट वाला.
It's PRX. They're so used to this style where you're aggressively challenging
my
for
back
duels
लगाओ.
and trades.
Yep. Just press W, they go in, they start off on defender's side. As, of course, with their map pick, they didn't have
Oh, yeah, I see I see it again.
He was actually dancing before, though, as the Jing fans are out in the masses right now. There are
लगा
so
सकता
many of
वो
them.
बोलो भाई.
Yeah, I mean, we're
ये
catching
लगा
them
के
all
आया
on
था,
camera, and we're
मैं
still
2 मिनट आया कॉफी बना के आया guys.
और पिक निकाल सकता था जो कभी नहीं.
स्टार्ट से लगाता हूँ, ठीक है? If you laugh, you lose. हाँ वो लगा सकता हूँ. चलो कॉमेडी देखते हैं. ये वाला था.
लॉकडाउन तो शुरू हो गया. चैलेंज वीडियो तो बनता है ना. दिस चैलेंज नेम इज गोइंग टू बी मुंह में पानी. सच फेक लाफ एंड डोंट यू. भाई एक सिंगल है. एक बंदा मुंह में पानी डालेगा और
One of the players or the contestants will have water in their mouth और बाकी लोगों को उसको हंसाना पड़ेगा. अगर उसको हंसा दिया तो जिसने उसको हंसाया उसको 1 पॉइंट मिलेगा और अगर जिसके मुंह में पानी है वो पूरा टाइम नहीं हंसता है तो he'll get 2 points. और अगर गैरी अच्छी हिंदी बोलता है मैं उसको 10 पॉइंट दूंगा. तो बोलू हम लोग एक लैंड इवेंट पे जाते हैं. लैंड इवेंट पे ना आफ्टर पार्टी होती है. आफ्टर पार्टी पे स्किल्स को एक लड़की मिलती है.
अरे कंट्रोल क्या कर रहे. छोड़ दे. अरे छोड़ दे. मैं तेरे को बोल रहे गोलू कुछ नहीं है. छोड़ दे.
इमेजिन करो मैं क्या बोलने वाला हूँ, ठीक है? आपने कभी किसी बंदे का पेट हंसी नहीं आ रहा?
मस्त जोक मारा रे. ये हंस रे हलकट हंस.
हाथ जोड़ के बोल रहा हूँ हंस ले. तेरे लिए फूड ऑर्डर करूँगा 3 दिन के लिए. ठीक है. आँख में देख रॉसी। कुछ नहीं मांगूंगा, सिर्फ पानी दूंगा। मुंह पे थूक
कुछ तरीका है भीख मांगने का?
1 पॉइंट ले ले, 0 पैसे का जाए कप्पा।
आप दो ना।
एक पॉइंट देने से कुछ नहीं होगा। क्या बोलूं मैं, 0 हुए कप्पा। मैं गेम में ज्यादा मारूंगा, अभी से डेली ज्यादा मारूंगा। आप एक बार हंसा दो, मैं डेली पार्टी दूंगा।
Yeah, shake your booty, left, right.
चैलेंज एंड हो गया। 2 winners, which apparently this fellow bribed. He's not running alone, but he bribed. And then there's Kappa, the actual winner. the actual winner. So anyways, so the loser will clean the boot camp. Content house. We have to कचरा निकालना है ना? नहीं, सब clean करना है। कचरा निकालना है। कचरा निकालना है। So guys, that's it.
Guys, और मेरे पास 3 मिल्कशेक है प्लस।
Guys, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, like.
एक मिनट आएगा, वॉशरूम के कॉफी बन गई है अभी, और क्या लगाएं? क्या लगाया जाए बोलो।
Do you want to get better at?
नहीं, ये नहीं। ये थोड़ा ब्रांडेड कंटेंट, कुछ फनी लगाते हैं। VCC व्लॉग्स लगाते गए जब तक, VCC व्लॉग्स। मेरे चैनल पे कौन सा है ट्राई नॉट लाफ है क्या? ओ ये वाला बिंग्स वाला। ये लगाते हैं।
तेरा तो गेम बचाना पड़ेगा।
आगे करन
भी घुस रहे।
अरे
नाइस रे भाविन। मार भाविन।
I know exactly where they are.
अरे वत्सल छुपे रहे वत्सल।
एंटी हो जाए।
हाँ
Right here.
ये शॉट चेक कर।
मार करता हूँ। एक ग्रीन बॉक्स भाविन।
खाया है वो।
नाइस विंग्स। ट्रिप पे लग रहा है, ट्रिप पे।
Reloading.
12 सेकंड में रिकॉन है।
नाइस विंग्स। एक ई बॉक्स, एक अंडरवेन, ई बॉक्स और अंडरवेन।
3 सेकंड में रिकॉन
लास्ट का अंडरवेन।
रुक गया।
निकला अंडरवेन निकला लेफ्ट साइड।
Scanning ahead.
लेफ्ट साइड।
नाइस भाई, विंग्स का मूवमेंट को मारना इम्पॉसिबल है भाई।
क्या
ऊपर देख क्रिस्टल दिखा ना
भाई। एमी का इधर फुल शॉकडाउन प्रैक्टिस चालू है।
एमी सीरियस हो गया भाई।
शॉकडाउन जा गलत जा रहा है पर प्रैक्टिस चालू है। We are back boys.
डब्बे पे है।
उसका YouTube हाईलाइट हो जाएगा।
छोटे ये मजाक है क्या?
ओपा जी सबका YouTube हाईलाइट बना देगा।
ओपी बोलते
मैं मर गया।
कोई नहीं।
अल्टी मार रहा हूँ। एक्चुअली रीटेक के लिए मार रहा हूँ मैं अल्टी। फकिंग एक ट्रिपल पे था जो शवर स्मोक कर रहा हूँ।
हील देना।
अब मिलता ही नहीं है, पता नहीं कहाँ है।
अल्टी स्किल्स अल्टी।
नहीं लॉक कर।
ए सुन, तू यूल अल्ट करेगा?
हां यूल अल्टी कर रहा हूं। यूल अल्टी कर
कर
पॉकेट।
मार गया पॉकेट।
द शॉट लास्ट।
अरे मैंने करा था पहले।
ये वॉल पे तो ऊपर से आ सकते हैं बच्चे।
सारे कौन से जा रहा हूं।
नाइस वन विंग्स।
अरे
रसी
यार
बिलोंग फाइट कर रसी। बिलोंग क्या रसी
बोल रहा था।
अरे पोपा जी हील दो ना पोपा जी।
अरे सिटी से आ रहा है।
रुकना फ्लैश करके मारेंगे।
वो कैसे सिटी होता है? वो कैसे सिटी से आ रहा है जब बंदा इधर है? प्लांट नहीं कर सकते, मॉली कर दिया।
हील चाहिए।
पांचों
भाई मेरे को पता नहीं था मेरे पास बुलडॉग है भाई।
देखो बोल रहा हूं बाय कर। एक सिटी क्लोज है स्किल्स।
हां
फ्लैश है आप ऑफ उसके पास। नाइस
ये राउंड हम निकलते हैं।
एक और डिफॉल्ट है।
आई मीन जयंती निकल देता है। मैं जा रहा हूं स्किल्स।
पॉकेट योल।
ओ भाई जयंत रमेश
भाई
एक शावर्स के अंदर है।
भाई ऑफ कर रहा है।
यू ऑल छोड़ रहा हूं मैं।
बिलोंग आया।
ब्रीच ए शॉट है। योर शावर्स के अंदर था।
वो टीपी करता है बार गणेश को जज लेके बिठा दिया हम लोग ने उधर।
योर शावर्स क्लियर गाइस। अरे नाइस वन।
मेरा ऑपरेटर मेरे पीछे।
किधर क्या सुन रहा है?
ये स्किल्स बोला वो वॉल की तरह है।
तू वॉल के तरह नहीं ड्रम के तरह है।
फ्लैश कर रहा हूं।
कर लिया फ्लैश। आ गया मजा।
ओके भाई
हट जा
आपके लिए तो कुछ भी हो जाए, दिल भी कर देंगे।
नहीं वरना
दिल क्या करेगा?
लेफ्ट क्लोज सप्रेस है
भी करेगा वो।
सप्रेस नहीं है वो।
फ्लैंक नाइस।
देखा
मैं बिंग्स थे रॉसी नाइस रे। हील करते हैं बेबी। शावर स्टिपिला।
ए मेरे को वो करने दो शॉटगन।
चलो भाई।
अरे नीचे से दो चाय बिंग्स
मार हमारी।
एक हॉल से और एक
हग रहा हूं मैंने पिक कर रहा हूं।
मैं मार दूंगा।
पिक करेगा
ये ले रसी ये ले।
कूदेगा क्या?
लास्ट शॉट था।
ए वो तो दे।
ले सर।
ए ऑफ होगा उधर।
गन से उधर से जल्दी।
इधर से मारा। हां लास्ट मुझे इधर मार के देख।
फाइट डाउन किधर है?
नो पता नहीं। वो प्लान कर।
रिकॉन सब कुछ है।
ओ भाई जयंत बोलते भाई जयंत। नाइस शॉट जयंत।
टनल की तरह आ रहा है। टनल पे आ रहा है रेना अकेला।
इधर है।
एक लेफ्ट साइड क्लोज। गोलू लेफ्ट क्लोज।
एक और है।
नाइस।
लास्ट 88 है।
नेक्स्ट था।
हां
चिल
ग्राउंड चाहिए।
नेक्स्ट है।
नाइस।
ऑफ चाहिए।
भाई कुछ ब्रिज आ गया रहेगा।
वो सीटी भी गया होगा।
हां सिटी देख रहा हूं मैं।
अबे
मरा
सिटी
एक मरा
एक सिटी माइनस एक और चेंबर।
किधर
की मां का वो राइट साइड है भाई। वो डब्बे पे ही था।
ओ इधर है भाई।
-75 है वो।
मरा
करू का
भाई एक एमएन भाई वो वॉल पे हो सकता है।
सिटी साइड पे प्लांट कर रहा है। नाइस रे। हां वो सिटी की तरह है। गोलू सिटी की तरह है। प्लांट कर।
टाइम ही नहीं है।
गोलू को राउंड चाहिए भाई।
ज्यादा हो गया।
मरना ऑफ मत दे दे।
और हेल क्या
है विंडो से कूदा।
नहीं भाई
लो है वो।
ओ भाई है भाई उधर ही है। ओ भाई
मैं भी देख रहा हूं।
अरे एक और एक एल्बो है। मिड वाला लड़कर मर गया। एक एल्बो है। ये दोनों बी में और दो बी में। एक दोनों बी में लास्ट। ऑपर है चेंबर।
यार ये बंदा ये
विंग्स वॉल डाउन कर रहा है भाविन।
वॉल डाउन कर रहा हूं।
नाइस। टनल
राका ने मुझे है पेला। खाएगा केला।
भाविन राउंड चाहिए।
ले लो।
राका ओफी होएगा।
भाई वो आगे क्यों नहीं आ रहा है भाई? उधर ही खड़ा है।
बैक साइड अल्टी मार रहा है।
दो बीबी आ रहे हैं।
स्मोक खोल।
टनल देख रहा हूं मैं। ठीक है।
अरे भाई स्कैन हो गया। मार कसम पर
बीमेन से मारेंगे
यार मेरे मार रहा हूं।
एक वॉल पे है भाविन। बैक साइड है।
लेफ्ट से आ रहा है क्लोज।
बैक साइड है यार। नाइस।
अरे मेरा कैमरा गया।
कभी
Square.
पीछे बंग्स भाई
पीछे
मत कर गॉड
मार दे मेरे को स्किल्स
ब्रिज है गाइस, एक
ब्रिज है ऑल का दरवाजा बंद किया ठीक है
फ्लैंक केयर फाटो फ्लैंक पे टिका नहीं
नो
फैंटम भाई नहीं होती थी गाइस कभी पर
लास्ट
ब्रिज 88
ब्रिज पे ही है
गंदा
मैं
मजा
काटू क्या सन्नी को अरे काट देता मां कसम काट देता
कैरी देख रहा गाइस कैरी
देखा भाविन कूल बन रहा है
लाइव गाइस लाइव जा रहे हैं
Something that we're all kind of waiting for, grasping for, and you can just never know between these two guys.
Yeah, I mean, remember, like, Talon right now, they're 1-4. PRX overall is 3-2. We're talking about who's won the best of threes in the weeks we've gone through. If Talon leaves tonight going 1-5,
Talon.
I mean, you can be a fan as long as you want, but you got to give up on your hopes of them, you know, getting deep in this tournament. I mean, eventually they're just going to get flooded out. PRX is hungry to try to move into that upper echelon. It's so important to them. When we came into this tournament, we were putting them maybe top 2, top 3 teams. They could get back up there, but right now they are certainly not. And they need that win.
Well, as we can tell, no swaps whatsoever, so it will be a bit of a different look. And okay, 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼 is going to be going for the Cypher, and Pat is going to be playing Breach.
Pat on Breach, something on Breach. First time he's played a non-duelist role, so that's going to be interesting as well. And of course, PRX sticking to the double duelist looks, but yeah, I mean, both sides trying out slightly different things. But my gosh, Pat on Breach, this guy has played everything at this point. I feel like he's able to do it all.
We have seen it from him recently somewhat, but he's only played the Breach once. The question is, how does it look here today? It was a decent performance the last time that he did bring it out. So we get a second look at his Breach. We get to see something playing the non-jet. So I'm curious to see how this one's going to go. We'll go ahead and hand it back over to our casters, Valdez and William, to guide us through the finish of this series.
Thank you, 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼 and Tasteless, for bringing us through that. We do have a third and final map. This is going to get pretty interesting. Obviously, all the talk of overheating and all this stuff. I do think that in the 2 map threes that we have seen from the side of PRX, they have looked quite strong. Will they be able to get another one here tonight? It's certainly leaning their way, I think we can say at least.
I mean, the momentum is in their favor off of that split, of course, winning in commanding fashion. Now, the big question is something. His first ever Breach.
Guys, तुम लोग को एक watch party का leak दूँ?
He's mostly
15 तारीख को अपना game किसके सामने guys?
Played Chamber just once or twice before in the history of his career, but now Breach for the first time in an official match. Let's see what he's capable of now. One team that comes to mind when we think about those kind of agent swaps is PRX or even Global Esports, right? We always kind of harken back to that interview from Ozzy on Global saying, since I've played duelists, I know how to support the duelists, the entries on my team. Well, something, if anyone knows how to entry, that's going to be him. So we'll see how well he can support Forsaken and Jing.
तो बैंगलोर 15 तारीख के लिए रेडी हो जाओ. We are coming on the 15th.
Start to this one already, just with the agent select. And it is going to be Talon starting on attacker side with PRX on defenders. Looks like for now they've got the 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼, which, by the way, they have the 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼, and Talon do not have one themselves, picking up the Cypher, which the desk did also mention. Therefore, 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼. We'll have to wait and see how that discrepancy does work itself out in this series.
Oh, I like this interesting setup from Talon, right off the bat. They're clearing out Sewers and Arcade as well, see if they can catch anyone slowly pushing out. Now, the problem is now they see that the trap wire has been broken. They say, okay, well, there's members out there. This is looking dangerous, but they already lose one.
Uh-oh,
oh, Forsaken!
Runs in and takes off 2 of their heads. As if they had backed off, then not fought, they would have been blown up by the grenade. So, pick your poison, I guess. PRX start off with a fiery bang here in the first round.
1 enemy remaining.
Well, that's a flawless in the pistol. Only Forsaken taking a scratch, a heavy scratch of damage. But, man, that charge through for a second, I could just see Forsaken's face on Neon, right? Just smiling as he's dashing into Sewers, getting ready to get these kills. And look at how quickly they make that decision to throw the paint shells deep. And the Forsaken just runs right out.
Am I crazy?
W Gaming, indeed. That's how you do it, and that's how they're going to have to play this composition, though, right? They don't have any sort of proactive info gathering in the form of something like the Sky or KO. So they have to always challenge these battles. They're looking to do it again. Now look at the buy from PRX, going for the old school second round buys, just a couple Spectres, making sure they can all upgrade up in third round.
Yeah. Saw this a bit before. As Divine's holding on to the sights. Talon seeing what they can get done here. It's very difficult for them, all holding on to classics here. Nobody really doing anything cheeky here on the attack, especially. Neon here, Forsaken, able to delay the push as, okay, they do take out a couple, actually. Might be able to upgrade to a Spectre. Want to wait and see. Yeah, Spectre and a Sheriff.
Yeah,
Spectre by Talon.
Yeah, Sheriff on Fox as well, so now holding the same angles that PRX was trying to, but the Spectre goes down instantly. Fox strikes back with the Sheriff.
This is incredible! The second rounds of both of these teams so far this series.
They got the check. They know where he is.
And down he goes. Fox,
Thrifty.
3 kills now as he picks up his own Spectre. Getting a couple with the Sheriff to start. So, Talon, they will not be outdone in these second rounds. They take him out on the Eco.
I mean, just patient aiming here coming out from Talon. And again, I'm telling you, not a team to back down from these duels against PRX. Oh my God, that's the most fired up we've ever heard them.
Is that a lion or a player? I don't know. I can't tell.
That's just Cruz slowly transforming into his true form, screaming into his microphone. Well, that Forsaken, because he saved up on round 2, he's going to go for a Hero Vandal. Now, he can partly do this because he's playing Neon, right? You can try to just work towards, of course, your ultimate on one of the rounds where you can cycle through your economy there.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking to carry a little bit. We do have 2 Sheriffs as well, so see how this works out. Forsaken holding the angle, is not able to hit the shot, but will delay it. Well, and does a bit of damage.
Yeah, now Talon has to consider, okay, well, there's a Vandal on the other side. It has to be a Hero Vandal. Who would have been capable. Maybe Mindfreak would have bought it if he didn't buy any armor, but so their choice is, do we run into the Vandal to take it out, or do we try to go to the other side? Since they didn't have any information on A main, they decide to make the bet that it's just the Vandal on the side, and they would be correct.
Yeah, they clear out the site, though. Forsaken able to hit one as he's moving, and Cruz able to shut that down.
Okay, but the gun's been recovered by something, so there's still a chance for PRX to strike back. A very fast recovery from something. He's able to get one.
Garnet's very interesting position here. This should be able to catch him off guard from Arcade as Mindfreak, the first to go down, the defuse tapped. As now he'll hold it. That's going to be half.
Well, he gets the half, though. I think that is pretty crucial, but either way, it was going to be difficult here. Divine knows the lineup came from main.
Oh, well, he can't cover the 180 split, as Talon will be able to pick that one up. They do take out 3 of the members, though, so PRX keeping it relatively close. Still, Talon able to buy up here, so very close map so far.
Yeah, I mean, getting the kind of conversion on their Thrifty and then now buying up. I mean, that previous round was a true bonus for them. And now they're still sitting comfy. Talon's still able to buy the next round and even the next as well, depending on if they go for the half armors or not, even if they lose. So PRX, they've got a long road ahead of them. But look at this. Again, because of their composition, they have no choice but to push out of one side with a lot of commitment of their utility.
Yeah.
ये मैप होने था guys 1.5k likes चाहिए मेरे को बता रहा हूँ.
A lot of different angles. Something is up there. He picks up 2, and his Breeze performance is coming up big. There's nothing to do with the agent this time. Forsaken able to get 2. So now Fox is all alone and will not even take him out. It's Forsaken and something splitting the kills between them.
gun का animation.
The last time we saw Forsaken playing this Neon over on Fracture, I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't to the level where we were constantly yelling his name as we often do when PRX plays. But the relay bolts I'm seeing from him today to defend these sites, they are so on point, both in terms of timing and angle. I mean, something gets the early kill there, but it's all off the back of the great relay bolt coming in from spawn. And clearly this has been well practiced, so even without the info, if we can get the stuns we want, PRX, this is their style. They want to fight you, and they'll do anything to get an advantage in that front.
This time they're going to be pushing out of A main. Let's see this duel. Yep, Jing going to win that one. Not too surprising.
क्यों
at
Fox
this
solo
point.
duel
Talon,
देगा
the rest of
चोमू?
them currently
तेरे
pushing
4
the
लोग इधर
dish.
से आ रहे हैं.
This Mindfreak does have it
दिमाग
covered,
में
and so
भूसा
does
भर के
something
रखा है
actually.
इसने.
Seems like they have a pretty good read just because they're able to trade out of A main. So now they look behind them.
Well, they have to commit to this now. You suspect it is coming in from Dish because of Fox and because it's a raised composition, oftentimes an easier entry from that high ground. And so it's been emptied. Now, part of it, PRX surely suspecting the Rolling Thunder that is online for Pat. Pat correctly saving that for the retake, or against the retake, rather.
Yeah. Gonna be waiting all the way back on Dish to line that one up. It's taking a little while.
This is all just to buy time. They just need to buy time enough for the Rolling Thunder to do the job. Garnets gets very scratched up.
Shaken again, and he is pissed. He is looking for kills as the Rolling Thunder comes through. Divine, meanwhile, in the back of this is 3v1. That will be the defuse for the side of PRX.
PRX reads right through Talon's goals of that round. Get the spike plant no matter what. And if they didn't use it on the entry, you're going to set up. But here's the thing. They had already taken full control of main. So the only place Talon could go was back up to Dish. A great lurk coming in from Dubai as well. Everyone doing the job given to them.
Shaken handles this so well. 𝘼𝐸𝐿𝐿 knows exactly where Garnets is, makes quick work of him. Dubai on the backside. Cleans it up.
Oh, great read coming out from PRX. And now that econ boost gone from Talon, and Jing, making use of the showstopper, says, we are not slowing down ever. He's pinged and he does not care. Oh, he even guesses correctly.
He doesn't know he's there, though. He thinks he has it cleared. Now Fox is getting pretty interesting. Gets another one. This guy is insane with the Sheriff today.
And great swings as well. He reads that he's going to have to check the close angle first. Meanwhile, Jimbo's stunned up, gets another. He's got the neural theft. They know that both members now stuck in main. One of them stunned up as well.
What is happening? Seekers just sprayed down.
Well, what's happening is these two teams, they brought Southeast Asia straight into the heart of Seoul in this match. The chaos will not stop. There's the orbital strike. Talon not a concern that they can hold on to this site.
The peak handled very nicely, but the Molly should be able to, okay, it's going to buy a lot of time.
भाई ये round निकाल जा भाई ये इको round ही क्यों जीतते रहते भाई?
Another round to the side of Talon. This is so
Young
back
angle
and
change
forth.
कर
I mean,
लेते
how do you
तो ये
win?
round easily
Like
जीत
the
जाते.
rounds that Talon wins are the ones where they have sheriffs. They don't need rifles.
Yeah.
Just buy sheriffs only.
It's always funny when this happens, because then in theory, even if the score is the same, you would still favor PRX, who are winning the rifle round, so eventually it evens out. But then at the same time, it's like, yeah, but it's kind of harder to win with the Sheriff, so maybe Talon is the stronger team right now on Fracture. But here's what it comes down to. It is coming down to a lot of aim duels. Let's say it like it is. But the movements from both teams are understanding each other so well. Talon, they know that PRX has to play aggressive. Meanwhile, PRX, they just say, well, if we stun them, what can they do?
Well, they're going to challenge the two duelists that are coming out here. Both Forsaken and Jing are going to go down. A big duel on the backside of the map right here. But it's going to go the way of Talon, as something alone is going to be taken
Tata,
out.
bye bye,
He
finish,
is caught off
see you.
guard there from behind in rotation. So Talon, a quick round to win. We're going to time out from PRX.
Well, the desk talked about potential overheating, and Coach Alex says it's time to cool off.
I just want to see Alex. Like, can we get the replay of the coach, please?
I think we'll definitely get one here. I mean, you can just hear them all calling out the locations here. I mean, here's the thing. The only thing that is changing the length of these rounds is whether the teams actually land in the same spot within the first 10 seconds or not.
I am not sure होगा
And
नहीं.
quite frankly, after that, it is a lot of aim duels. Now, again, I'm not trying to take away from the overall movement. There's Sushi Boys, by the way. The desk was wondering, will he come out on stage? He is in the audience. And not quite cheering on his team yet because it's not over. I mean, it's still very close. It's 4-3. And going back to my point, the movement overall and kind of the hard reads from each other at the beginning of the round are great to see. But after that, the reason it comes down to these aim duels is because PRX is pumping up the speed to 11. I mean, you can't really do anything against that other than pace into that duel. Calling out for a jet diff in the map where there is no jet.
Love it. I mean, might as well. Lots of fans here having a great time. As Talon, they have taken the lead now, 4-3.
Guys, देखो इंडिया में इतनी सारी places है ना, और मैचेस अपने पास है बहुत कम. थोड़ा मुश्किल है अभी करना, पर धीरे-धीरे करके सब जगह करेंगे.
I do like the read from PRX. With the showstopper round, they're suspecting it's either a jump into A from Dish or coming in from Arcade into the site, as it often does with the Rays. So they just empty both sides, take control of the bottom side and Sands so that they have an opportunity for the retake. They have Orbital Strike and Lockdown. But it is kind of crazy that Forsaken is the one kind of just
nice call, यार. Talon वो contact
sitting
कर
here
रहे हैं.
on his own.
Yeah.
He has no way to gain intel. He has to keep watching all these angles. He has no idea, by the way, that there's 3 members over in B Tower.
Oh no. He's about to be caught off guard here potentially.
Well, it could be the other side too. That's the thing. Oh, it's going to be Forsaken who loses that. The coin flip there, the timing not in favor of him.
Yeah. And Talon get a free walk-in kill and a plant, and they have total control of Arcade. There's like no doubt in their mind that they have control of this site. So PRX, they're gonna come on over and see what they can do, but this is looking pretty Talon favored.
Yeah, there's trap wires on both sides. I think the guiding light maybe might have tagged one person as well. On top of that, they had cleared sewer with the Trailblazer, so now they plant Pat there. No chance for a lockdown that clears the entire site. A well set up crate here for Fox.
Oh boy.
No chance for a retake.
No.
You have. Well, I mean, they didn't have the gun, so they challenged, but something just trying to fish for whatever he can here at the end. And Garnett's would be correct. Something does, yeah, have to die. He chooses to go for that duel.
G finals in Hyderabad deal. But मेरे हाथों में नहीं है, guys.
Talon in a fantastic spot. They have an entry ultimate available with the showstopper. They have the rolling thunder on Pat. Plant down, and they have been getting such. It's been kind of simple and nearly free at times, the way that Talon are making their way on the sites, getting the spike down, and it's been really rough on the side of PRX to try to follow up in the post plant.
Yeah, you know, if I'm just kind of going through my memory here, as thankfully it's not a fast start here to this round. Whenever it's kind of a 5 or 4 man spike plant, I think Talon has had the better post plant positioning now. Oftentimes, PRX ends the round before it can come to that. But PRX, whenever they do get the plant, it's because they've pretty much killed off everyone. Oh, a great peek from something.
Now just going for the duels as traded back. Couple of kills, Cruz getting chinged through the wall as meanwhile Pat with a quick flick up into the tower. He's gonna make it in favor now of Talon. In this rifle round, they should be able to get yet another plant.
And the heal comes in from Fox as well. Cruz somewhat healed back up. The orbital strike just to try to buy time. But that doesn't really guarantee any more positioning. So Mindfree, he has to make the move. He makes the correct one. But eventually gets taken down.
Do they know where 𝘼𝐼𝐿 is? Have a decent idea, although
saw the
he
barrel.
has poked out. He's going to get the 1 kill. As meanwhile, stunned up. They're buying a lot of time. In the 1v1 is Pat.
Okay, so Pat now trapped. 𝘼𝐼𝐿 knows he has to be in tower. That's the only place he can be. He cannot get out.
Oh, no! It goes the way of 𝘼𝐼𝐿. As he knows that Pat is going to peek his head out. Pat going out a bit early, perhaps, but still a fantastic 1v1 from 𝘼𝐼𝐿. A huge clutch that might get this back in PRX's favor.
Well, yeah, I mean, Pat just trying to get the timing when 𝘼𝐼𝐿 swings out to be just a bit wider, tried to throw off his crosshair, but 𝘼𝐼𝐿 with the awareness to put up the turret and the alarm bot, making sure he only has to focus on that doorway. And you absolutely get hyped for a clutch like that, and the desk has been talking about 𝘼𝐼𝐿. Why we count him as such an impactful player regardless of the number of kills. It's because of rounds like that. he's able to just read through and bring back the momentum when PRX needs it most.
Yeah, and they absolutely needed him there. I mean, they
Or
get the
should
round
PRX
win.
eco,
Of course, they
7-3.
lose 4 people. They were behind on Econ, and if they had gone down there, that's going to be multiple more rounds going in favor of Talon. They wouldn't have even had to use a bunch of their ultimates, and they're able to hold on to both of them. So Talon still have that going for them. Jay coming out here looking to get some sprays through the screens.
Okay, he will draw out both cyber cages as well, and eventually actually gets the kill with his boom bot as well. Surely he had been stunned up, but Garnett's has broken through. Not entirely.
Yeah, for just a moment. Here's Devi. Says, ooh, this is still
Arey
a
bhai.
guy up there. He can't kill the Seeker. As out comes Pat. And he's going to pick up that kill himself.
अरे अल्ट कभी यूज करेगा भाई छाती पे लेके जाएगा
Oh, no. Pat had rolling thunder, but they went to wait for the heal. Fox?
1v2. And there is a very small chance, but Zing is holding the angle. But no!
What
Fox
a
with the headshot!
What a jiggle peek there from Fox. Now he has gotten down lower, but at this time it just has to come down to a headshot battle. Now he's waiting to see, is there a push from Mindfreak? Mindfreak has no reason to do so. He's gonna fake that he's trying to draw in Mindfreak, trying to say that he's channeling. Oh no, he made sound right at the end, couldn't catch onto the rope in time.
अरे नहीं रे बहुत खाली गाने का बात नहीं है रे तुम लोग जो गेम जीत सकते हो उसको थ्रो कर रहा है रे वो आदमी
But in the end, it does go the way of Mindfreak and PRX, who will tie it up, and that's going to trigger a timeout from Talon.
Man, but even if Fox wasn't able to clutch that out, it's kind of similar to Devi, right? When they're left in these clutch positions, the way they use their utility just to play mind games. I mean, starting off that Trailblazer, and then just
कोच बोल रहा मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा तूने अल्ट कैसे नहीं यूज किया पार्टी 2 राउंड तेरे पास अल्ट था निकाल ना राउंड फालतू में शूटिंग पे खेलने गए तेरे को भगवान ने बुद्धि दी है नहीं दी है
Coaches, man, they're so animated. The two of them, like, even Zeus is like just talking a mile a minute. He's pointing at the screen. He's like, I can't believe you guys let him get that angle. And Alex is like, he's got a smile on his face, but you can tell he's like shouting into the mic. This is so funny to watch them both.
Man, aside for something, this is a meme on the Korean side because of the rise of the shorties. The Korean cast have often been saying the shorty is a necessity for all of mankind in today's day and age. And now that fan saying something is the new necessity if you want to get your wins here.
Well, not everybody can have him is the thing about...
That is true. You can all buy a shorty, but you cannot all have something. There's only one something in the world. And he's currently on PRX, playing on stage, tying it up 5-5 against Talon. Talon, they've always been in the shadows of PRX back in Southeast Asia. Now, in a new age of VCT and Pacific, can they overthrow them?
Yeah, the storyline is really awesome, and Talon are putting up a great fight, even if it does go the way of PRX. Gotta give them credit for how close they have played this. We're not going to mention split, but
yeah, we'll skip over
in this narrative points. Yes, PRX did kind of body them in the second map.
I will also mention, back in Southeast Asia, oftentimes the challengers, if you were coming up from the lower bracket, you often had to play. Oh, never mind, take that back.
Okay, zapped out of midair as Forsaken is just zapping everything. It's going to put a stop to them for now as they put up a smoke and just has to run away.
Well, PRX, they might be having some fried chicken for dinner because they just absolutely cooked up Talon with Neon right there. Stopped the entry entirely.
Forsaken just goes back, picks up Devi's AK, and he's like, hey, now I don't need an ult. I already did my job.
Well, now things slow down. Talon, I mean, yes, you're lined up to get your buys next round. So it's things like these. Pick up whatever orbs you can. Right, still just in the attacking
30
half
seconds
here.
Left.
Trying to draw out. Fox has been great with these peaks, but Mindfreak not shaken this time.
Yeah, I love the control there. Just a couple of resets. Door opens again as Cruz this time is going to win the Brimstone battle. Forsaken is here, though. Yeah, he's going to take him out.
Just a bit earlier than he expected. The plant will go down, but I'd be very impressed if he wins a 1v3 stunned up with an aftershock.
Jing gonna take him out. And that will be the defuse given over to Forsaken.
तो पाजी लस्ट ना
Although you should give that to something.
ये गेम जो अभी Talon 7-3 लीड कर रहा था शायद 8-3 भी
And then I can get
6-5 PRX lead कर रहा है just because of Pakistan. मैं कुछ नहीं बोलूँगा just because of Pakistan.
This is the zap out of midair.
I mean, that is tracking right there, and that's what that ult is for. Now, what I was mentioning before is back, last year and the year before, oftentimes if you're coming up from the lower bracket in the challengers for Southeast Asia, this core members of Talon, they would oftentimes have to play
मैं भी इमोशनल होके बोलता रह सकता हूँ पूरा राउंड वापस देखूंगा तो समझेगा पर उसके बाद दो मौके थे वो दोनों राउंड निकालने के
fortitude on this team is impressive, so I don't think this is going to be a pushover map. We could very well take this all the way to overtime.
मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता गाइस चैलेंज जीते या हारे मुझे
map 3 overtime for कोई खराब खेल रहा है तो बहुत it's going to be traded. Garnet gets his revenge, even though he will not get his rocket back. That's okay. Neural Theft is in, but Devi is still sitting on top of this lockdown.
Yeah, but they have to understand that it doesn't break it anymore with just the aftershock. You have to be able to shoot it, and he cannot. So 𝘼𝘽𝑃𝑜𝑖𝑠 is caught, but here's the thing. They thought maybe it was going to be right at the edge, so PRX, they're instantly striking back. The spike eventually does get planted.
Oh, but something he throws at the ult immediately goes down. You got to throw everything into this round. Mind Freak 1v3. I think he made some noise there.
Yeah, his position. You see the pings coming down. No reason for Pat to overpeak this. He can just be the bait. Oh, a nice hide from Mind Freak though. And 𝘼𝘽𝑃𝑜𝑖's reasons, he understands we just have to wait for the spike tap.
He's gonna hold for now. The Molly does okay. He's on half. He's got some time here if he can hit both. Oh, but the spray comes through and he actually gets burned by the end of it. So
right at the corner.
There you go, 6-6. All tied up on Fracture.
Switching sides.
Wow, I mean, that last round, both teams throwing everything in the kitchen sink there at each other to try to get through. I mean, the lockdown comes out. The aftershock alone no longer taking it out. And so 𝘼𝘽𝑃𝑜𝑖's has to be the hero to try to go in and take it out. Meanwhile, teammates playing it safe. They stay outside, and 𝘼𝘽𝑃𝑜𝑖's, after being detained, and then not hit by the Rolling Thunder. I mean, Talon just trading positions with each other to save that round. Tied 6-6. And now
क्या लगता है
see the neon rays
कौन जिंकणार
attack side from PRX.
Yeah, this is going to get pretty spicy, that's for sure. PRX, we'll see just how clean they are on these entries, how many times they want to hit B. They have the Killjoy in their comp as well, so they have at least one time where they can drop down a lockdown underneath there and try to get free entry. They have so many tools to get it done. Curious to watch some things attacker side breach as well.
Yeah,
something we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I am curious. I mean, obviously, in terms
Watchparty का
of being
slot
somewhat
कहाँ से
comfortable with the
मिलता
Asian,
है?
it's there because his aim is still on point, where he's not spending too much time worrying about his utility.
अभी देख अगर पैसिफिक का Watchparty का चाहिए ना तो लॉक इन पे एक लकी ड्रॉ निकलता है वहाँ से Watchparty मिलती है.
If he's really been using everything to the best of his abilities, but either way, what I wanted to mention was
मजाक अपार्ट उन लोग एक ये निकालते हैं एप्लीकेशन कि तुम अप्लाई कर सकते हो Watchparty के लिए एंड अगर उन लोग अप्रूव किया तो यू आर इन अगर नहीं तो यू आर आउट.
The Cypher, oftentimes a good pick against the Neon, but there is that raise on top. So now that ruins some of Cypher's setups. You can also strike from both sides at great speed if you're PRX.
अच्छा मेरे को लगा तू ये स्ट्रीम का Watchparty पूछ रहा है. बैंगलोर का Watchparty का स्लॉट नहीं है वो. आई थिंक फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व रहेगा या तो RSVP रहेगा. जो भी रहेगा वो अनाउंस हो जाएगा.
I always wondered why there were 3 Gs.
That's why.
And now we know. Jing Genius Gamer.
I thought it was just good game, but
I thought it was just
she proved me wrong today.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. But I guess I'm quite simple-minded on that.
Yeah, pretty straightforward if you think about it that way.
1500 लाइक पूरे करो मैं बताता हूँ कौन आ रहा है दिल्ली.
All right, I have no idea what to expect here on this side. Although
तो मेरे को 1300 ऐसा ऑड ऐसा फिगर देखने को अच्छा लगता है. ऐसा राउंडेड फिगर है ना. 15
setting up some very nice tripwires to potentially give them a chance here on the defense.
And Pat's fault line has to be good too. First it's the flash, but yeah, there's the fault line just to slow things down. Forsaken caught right in the middle of it.
Oh god, they were just massacred over there. And now Fox
दोनों टीम ने सेम पिस्टल राउंड मतलब सेम जगह फाइट किया है
पिस्टल
पिस्टल
from Dish.
1200 राउंड नहीं मतलब 1500 एकदम ऐसा मस्त फिगर लगता है 1200
right
कम लगता है
second. And now that smoke does keep you alive for longer, but the spike's still on the other side of it. Now they do have a minute, right? So I mean, get what you can, right? 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 looks like he picked up that ult orb on the side of B main. I mean, you could even go all the way to A main if you don't run into anybody, which he will not. Maybe try to pick up that ult orb.
Yeah, I mean, at this point with 4 people staring at a spike, might as well, if you can get away with it. 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 looks like he will go straight to that orb, picks it up. That was...
yeah, I mean, I think they're expecting that everyone stayed on the north side of the map. So 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 will say, okay, well, I got the free orbs. Should I check if the one at Dish is also available?
Might as well.
Going through the ult orb buffet here on Fracture.
30 seconds left.
It only costs a single round.
Well, doesn't look like there's an orb available.
No, they already snagged that one on the side of Talon. So 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 will say, well, my meal ends short here today. Oh, never mind. He actually gets a nice little bonus dessert dish there in the form of Cruz.
10 seconds left.
Now, but I love it from Talon. They say, well, you know what? Just don't let him die.
Yeah.
We'll just have him get less cred, say hello. Oh, is this the new Pixar movie coming out?
It's Attack of the Drones. I don't know what's going on over there.
No paisa, no paisa for the way.
So Talon, they picked
very
up
less paisa.
Swift victory. Actually, it starts off with the play over here in Arcade.
Yeah, a great setup. You know, the flashpoint and then the fault line as well. Now, what I think the idea was, Neon dashes through on the bottom floor, maybe even takes control of that section leading into like Canteen or Generator, leading into the spawn. Raze goes up, of course, to Tower, but all of it stopped with a single fault line.
All right, they're coming in real quick and making a lot of noise. Fox just waits for them, but Forsaken does get into the corner. He's got that going for him.
Well, yeah, you've got the crossfire as well, so Fox continues to stay safe.
Yep.
And sound, and it's look at him keeping that range as well. Wow!
Ulti आ गई भाई Fox के
for
पास.
round 3.
यही गेम अभी 10-4 आराम से हो सकता था टैलेंट के लिए. I know पिछले राउंड्स का बात नहीं करना चाहिए. जब गेम में रहते तब नहीं करते पर. I can't help but think.
Not gonna feel good, but what else can you do?
अभी. As a viewer.
I am so curious who that lion
Bengaluru Watchparty का 15th को है
I
भाई.
think it is Cruz.
कहाँ है वो अब तक पता नहीं. पर 15th को है.
And oftentimes if you look over on stage, he gets very fired up. So could be him. Now they're keeping all these specters, but they might actually be thankful for this because it's a neon composition on the other side. PRX has to get into close quarters at some point anyway, and they've already shut off A main. They're holding the close angle. PRX does not want to enter here. And then they'll eventually have to go into the trap wires of 𝘼𝐿𝐴.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. Jing just going to slowly peek in. Finds
that
one.
Fault line. Okay, they will get out.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of utility loss on the side of PRX as well. And because of time, because they'll have to wait another 20 seconds for that brim smoke, PRX says, well, now we can't fight for that section any longer. However, they leave an insurance plan in the form of 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐴. He'll be able to at least get the rotate, but that's only if the spike goes down.
Let's see how this goes. Forsaken's got to enter here. Mind Freak on the other side.
PRX wanted to bake it, but they get spotted by the camera, so now they just have to rush into the site. 𝘼𝐿𝐴 just wants to stay alive.
Yep. Forsaken, let's see it. He's going to hit it. As not able to transfer it, but he's got some allies that do the job for him. Something picks up 2, and they will be able to get this spike down.
Now, even if Forsaken hadn't gotten that initial kill, which was very impressive, the real deal here was Mind Freak, right? I mean, the main force had already gone up to Arcade, but he was still holding B main. So PRX, during that entire skirmish over on A main, they take time to plant 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐴 over on Dish, and then they leave another
backup
member
option
behind
बोल रहे
the
हैं
form
उन
of
लोग.
Mind Freak, so they'll always have another option. You love to see
क्या
that.
लग रहा है guys? गेम तो काफी close जा रहा है. कौन जीतेगा?
That was super clean as we get the highlight there on the last kill. Flawless in the rifle rounds. Got to feel good if you're PRX. Should be some good morale boost coming into the next one to potentially tie it up. So rotation was swift.
Now, we are looking at the fact that PRX, if they can win this round, they'll have a lot of their ultimates really get close, and they'll be able to cycle those a lot better. B-side entirely handed over to PRX, only the Seekers.
It's like making me dizzy right now at the amount he's checking. Everybody's in the smoke.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Now, look at this again. They hold on to Arcade and B main. If he can get rid of all these Seekers, he cannot. He doesn't have the leisure to buy. He has to win the duels. He wins one.
He's holding down the fort. No, he can't click the head though. Fox gonna win that one. As now he's got a chance.
Yeah, but PRX still holding on to Arcade as well as something. Holding that strong, and then Mindfreak and Sewers, he can always wrap back around. Talon doesn't have as much time as they think. Mindfreak loses that duel.
They're gonna hold on to this. If they get half, they're holding it as that's the one kill. Jing picks up 3, making 4 in total.
Hey, Jung bhai.
Singularly hold down the site for his team.
Well, Jing, genius gamer, now I'm convinced.
Sayak bhai, यही round बोलना था Sayak bhai
down. That looked real risky towards the end here for PRX, but Jing doesn't miss a shot.
This is pretty huge as he tries to hold it, you see, and
that third kill was the nail in the coffin. I mean, the second one, sure, he was trying to hold right up to that, maybe even all the way, but now down to Sheriffs. But what do we know? Talon, they're good with their Sheriffs. You got to watch out. I mean, these are the rounds where it's most suspenseful.
This is their strong round. You never know. See?
and they don't know it, but that is a Vandal on the ground. They could recover.
भाई शिखा मेरे को भी लगा वो half करके double उसको मार सकते थे
दोनों eventually just rotate over.
Well, you got to use your Sheriffs because they're better. You don't want that Vandal.
Yeah, why upgrade up to 2,900 credits when 800 does the job?
It's enough. Why pay more? It's good enough.
I mean, Talon really knows the value of a credit here in Valorant.
Well, Talon are in a really rough spot. Jokes aside, they're smoked off. They only have Sheriffs. They have to run through smoke into Phantoms. Savia's been holding on to. Okay, Garnets is going to pick up one, and that is going to be the end of that.
Second Boombot kill for Jing as well.
चलो अभी Jing का ult आ गया.
On that one, obviously he's been sending them off to the right locations.
3 बड़े ult है भी. दवाई Mindfreak Jing. ये round भी हो गया I think.
Making sure his opponents can't shoot the Boombot, let's say.
That is true.
It's one way to put it.
Now, lockdown, orbital strike, showstopper all online. Something 2 points away from Rolling Thunder. Forsaken, of course, 1 point away from his overdrive as well. PRX, they are primed and ready to drive this all the way home to a match point. If they shut down Talon again this round, especially with Garnets with the operator, I think that spells the beginning of the end here for Talon.
It absolutely does, but PRX need to push through this round as the 4 of them grouped up outside of Arcade, looking to potentially push B here. As here we go, lockdown.
Now, here's the thing. I think the reason that Talon was happy to empty the site early was because they expect the lockdown. They don't have a way to combat it unless they're fighting for sewers from the beginning. But here's the thing, they don't have any of their other ultimates to get through afterwards. This retake is so impossible, especially with an operator. I mean, you can now trade that out for Chip Boys' Vandal.
Yeah. The Impact gets one. Let's see what's in the pass as they are beginning to push on through. Something comes in here in Arcade.
Oh, using the Rolling Thunder as well, trying to save the orbital strike for another time.
Foxes though, and oh, Cardin nearly able to trade that one back as Fox is alone now against Somali. He doesn't have any hope in the world, and he will be taken out. Mindfreak able to pick up a 10th round for PRX.
Well set up from PRX.
Guys, लग तो नहीं रहा है अभी Talon से कुछ होगा.
Hold back on the ultimates, right? Sometimes we see teams saying, "Hey, it's gonna be a hard retake anyway," and then eventually it comes down to aim duels. But and that peek out as well, right at the edge of the lockdown. Great awareness from something. You know what? I'm liking the breach from something. It's doing a lot for PRX.
Yeah, he's actually playing it really well. You gotta give him credit where credit is due. Talon, they're going to use their second and last time out here to try to store something up. I mean,
Talon हार गया तो Talon बाहर हो जाएगा तो वो भी अच्छा है. और अगर PRX हारता है तो ऐसा हो सकता है कि G PRX के आगे चले जाए 5 विन लेके.
little bit frisky up there in the
वो
tower.
भी
And
अच्छा है, तो
maybe if
दोनों ही
Garnets
अच्छा
was
है.
able to hit, you know, for a couple of first shots, they
खत्म.
could have gotten
टाटा.
something, but
Bye bye.
wasn't meant to be. PRX held on. And
Rap God चालू हो गया.
Oh man, yeah,
He's really digging into them now.
Yeah, the rap battle right now between Alex and Zeus. Now, here's the big thing: is they still have orbital strike on the side of PRX for Mind Freak, and if they want that, if they want to combat that on the retake, they're gonna have to go on the flank. I mean, Mind Freak clearly has his lineups with the Molly and then the orbital strike for insurance. That's so much time bought in the post plan. You need someone to keep him busy or ideally take him out. And looks like that's what they want to do. They want to push out. Of course, this is an eco round again for Talon. So, you know, the stats are against them. But so far, this match, not so much.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to hope for some really sweet shots with the Sheriffs once again as they snack up there. In B main, they look for some picks, but PRX not going to waste any time with that. Is a little bit of mess up there, but they will push through onto Sands. Here comes Forsaken, gets that entry kill. And that first blood as PRX will take the A site.
Yeah, this one's looking rough. Now, you do have Garnets on the flank, but he's been spotted. Oh, he brings a showstopper, but something's just running away. Oh, and he survives!
He survives.
Oh my, eventually Cruz gets the kill, he gets another, he gets a third!
Cruz?
That's a rifle.
3!
Now, very low health with a rifle.
No,
Are you? Really? Orbital strike for this?
Wow.
PRX, they are not taking any chances. Now, it seems ridiculous, but quite frankly, I'd much rather see this from PRX than try to save it, because what they're understanding now, they're finally giving the respect that Talon deserves in the aim department, right? They're saying, I know you're low health, but I've seen what you can do with that rifle.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure we get the round.
Also, like, if you get headshot 3 times in a row by a guy with the Sheriff, you gotta give him respect, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You're like, okay, I don't want to fight you in any gun battle. You are just heating up to the max. As Cruz on 5 health is able to win the duel against 𝘼𝐼. And, yeah, I mean, I guess they take down 3 of them, but still PRX in a very comfortable spot. If Talon wants any hope, I think this is the round you have to take.
Undertaker, hey HellrangeR, what is
this
this Watchparty you are doing? Not speaking anything, not explaining anything.
Vault line. This has been their MO from Talon. Now this time they purposely
I watched
make it up
Watchparty as well,
themselves.
though
Take a
was
different position
enjoyable
on
and
the push
fun.
out. PRX hasn't quite spotted Garnets, but they hear the aftershock.
I
so
understand
they say,
your concern,
it's more focused
Undertaker.
again. It's minimum 2 people, if not
But
3, with that Brimstone.
I am
Let's
watching
go
the
to
game
A
with you
again,
guys, and
Jit
I am
boys,
speaking.
can you hold on to
I
this?
think so.
That's the question. Camera's taken out. And they're going to pop out here. They got the cage up, and now 𝘼𝐼, though, he is sneaking in behind them.
Flash by his team for a little bit, but he spots Fox first, and the crossfire begins.
Jit boys,
though,
is going to reveal them. He's got the spray. He takes out 3. And Talon are holding on by the skin of their teeth.
Cruz does not need to greed, but here's the thing. 𝘼𝐼 understands that he's now on the hunt to even the numbers. He knows that it has to be coming in from him, but Cruz already wins the battle against Jing.
All right, it's up to 𝘼𝐼. Let's see what he's got. 1v3, sees the barrel, and he's spotted and taken out. Garnet's going to take him down.
Hey guys, I don't feel the need to comment on every little thing या overreact करने का कोई चीज़ पे. जैसा मैं हूँ वैसे मैं रहूँगा.
Oh my
If you're not enjoying,
Lord,
I'm sorry.
Valdez. I mean,
so close.
I thought once Fox was so focused on providing support, I thought it was over, but the double kill, then the neural theft.
And this.
And then, yeah, there's the ping. I mean, that leads to 3. Jit boys come in clutch when they need it. You could tell they thought it might have been
9-11
over,
up
but
chance
Talon
है
fans
क्या
holding
यार.
strong. I'm sure the
अभी
same
है
can be
chance
said
actually.
over at the
अभी
PRX
breach
viewing party as well.
अगर use
Now
किया तो.
Seekers and Rolling Thunder online. Talon has another chance. They have rifles in hand once again.
This is about to get really interesting. Let's see what Forsaken can get going, though.
Oh, a bit of a bump by Garnets. He can't get on top of that generator, but maybe that's for the better.
Forsaken is just gonna run away. He says, this is getting a little bit too
Hey,
hot for me.
Oh, but this is a fake. They think they've all emptied out because the neon ran out.
अरे
𝘼𝐼! 𝘼𝐼 goes down.
Garnets, regardless of if he knows he's able to win the aim duel, and now here comes PRX.
अभी fight कर रहे हैं
Talon
Talon वाले सब
Rolling
जगह.
Thunder straight in their face. And
अरे
Jing is caught out.
Oh no. Okay, Garnet's still able to pick up one of the kills. Spike down.
All right, chance for Pat. He's gonna peek. Forsaken, keeping it interesting.
पहले जब स्पेस फ्री में दे रहे थे अभी फाइट करके लिया है टावर पे.
They understand that they overheated just a bit when Pat couldn't secure that first kill. Now that's okay. You're still up in numbers. You're keeping Jit Boys with his setup on A as insurance. The Seekers at 40 seconds. Perfect timing to see if they fully rotated or not. They've only split up. Talon has all the information they need.
Just hanging out there in main. That's a free kill for Cruz. Is now Forsaken. Just gonna sprint his way out, maybe into the hands of Jit Boys.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, Jit Boys!
अभी लग रहा है. क्या लग रहा है? Talon वापस आ रहा है क्या?
That was crazy.
I mean, the fact that Forsaken actually slid as soon as he spotted him was maybe the more impressive part of that duel, but Jit Boys able to recover just in time.
Yeah, well, you know he's got some insane reaction times. Starts out with Garnets there in sewers. You got Cruz. He's had his mind freak out here in main, and then this. Woo. Upgrades.
Everyone holding their breath over. If you're a Talon fan, I'm sure, but you know what? After that last round, same can be said for PRX fans. Even in the studio, we're actually not hearing cheers anymore because everyone's just kind of holding their breath. Some fans may be looking worried, some fans looking frustrated, but it's happening on both sides of the arena today.
मेरे को लगा वो लोग नाइफ करने का ट्राई करने वाले थे, फिर सोचा नहीं ये
trying to give all of the information in their brains here in this timeout.
Talon ने ये राउंड का अच्छा एडजस्टमेंट किया. अभी इन लोग फाइट इन द सेंस जहाँ पे PRX आ रहा है वो पोजीशन पे फाइट करने को देख रहे हैं rather than वो पोजीशन रिटेक करने.
Inch this one out and take like 3 close rounds.
ब्रीच चाइल्ड था तो उससे हेल्प हो गया.
For Talon though, right? And
they still have the
G plays Fracture. I don't know.
On the side of PRX,
he was able to hold on.
They had
like
tried playing Fracture from what I know.
Should be able to get 12.
अलग-अलग चीजें try की थी, double duelist, single duelist.
Get a big round, especially with the way Forsaken's playing. That would blow my mind. I think that's incredibly difficult the way that PRX are playing themselves right now.
I expected more from them.
Now here's the thing: if Talon wins this round, they understand that
far
it pretty much guarantees match point for them. A deep camera setup over on Dish, trying to keep Sands with Fox's control, guiding light spots some of the forces. They begin to hear the relay bolt. Jit Boys currently stuck on his own. Fox trying to provide support. Oh no, he jumps through, but he doesn't get vision.
Doesn't get vision, and
थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही
cleaning him up on
Foxy भाई free हो गए.
Picks up 2. Gets the showstopper.
जैसे ही सोचता हूँ कुछ comeback हो सकता है ये Talon भाई.
And Jing is deep. They don't expect this.
Jing did his job. That's 3. Something gets 1 more.
12-10.
They hear Garnets as well.
It's nearly a flawless. I mean, they take out Jing up there on top of PRX. They call a timeout. And now they're on match point. A incredibly dominant round. As PRX want to leave here tonight saying we were the better team.
Yeah, and I love this idea, right? The showstopper and the neon to come in from Dish. Meanwhile, understanding that they've often been checking for the main force over on A main, they understand that the focus has always been on the south side of the map from Talon. A great adjustment from PRX. Now Talon, they still don't switch it up. They say we can hold this.
लेकिन 12,000 कौन देगा? वो भी बात है.
On either side, and PRX says, well, try again.
Oh भाई Garnet भाई ने उड़ा दिया इधर.
Garnet's got to pick somewhere here on a Mind Freak.
And surely they expect Devi again. Surely. He swung with the dice, but he doesn't get a kill. He has no idea.
ए भाई कैसा हर बार होता है ये.
And that is game-breaking. Devi clutching it out there on the side of the smoke. This should go the way of PRX now as Devi gets a 3rd, and that's going to do it. Jing locks it up as 13-10.
GG बोलते.
Victory for PRX here on
क्या लगता है guys? कौन सी टीम better खेली? अभी देखो 13-10 हुआ है. वो पातिपान भाई अगर 2 राउंड इधर-उधर घुमा देते तो
PRX, that final timeout coming in so clutch.
और वो देख के मेरे को बहुत गुस्सा आ गया था.
able to reel his team back. Let them know what they've been missing out on in the last couple rounds and close this out and Talon as close as
1100 लोग देख रहे 1500 लाइक क्यों नहीं हुए? जल्दी करो भाई, इतने टाइम से स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूं.
Ever so elusive best of victory here on the big stage, in an offline stage against PRX.
Who all from G are coming?
It's close as it always
चलो 1500 लाइक करो, मैं 2-3 लोग के नाम बताता हूं.
13-10. The one map they lost was 13-11. They nearly even forced overtime. Forsaken had some big highlights, some clutches. But also 𝘼𝐼 really got to call him out as he did some incredible stuff.
अच्छा और ऑनेस्टली पूछ रहा कोई फीडबैक है वॉच पार्टी के लिए तो बताओ अपन करेंगे आई देखो जितना मेरे से हो सकता था उतना किया आई नो आप लोगों ने गेस्ट लाने बोला है बट आई डोंट वांट टू ब्रिंग एनीवन जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ इट तो जिनको मैंने पूछा था वो थोड़े बिजी हैं कमिंग टू वेयर अभी पहले दिल्ली है ये संडे और 15 तारीख को
Bangalore. Truly, the one they rely on the most is 𝘼𝐼, and he does it again in the final round. Able to close it out for PRX 2-1.
मैं JD Spiro.
I think Talon deserves a big round of applause, but at the same time, PRX, as much as they were shaken up, they're able to put their foot down, focus back up, and prove that W Gaming still has its place here in VCT Pacific.
Yeah. Well, this series absolutely delivered, that's for sure. A lot of the times on Mondays we get these crazy.
What teams are doing on teams? देखो, मैं एक बात बताता हूँ. प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना, वो मैं कर सकता हूँ, पर कभी-कभी मैं ऐसा ऊपर से बताने को मजा नहीं आता है. फिर मैं डेप्थ में एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ. पर डेप्थ में एक्सप्लेन करने का प्रॉब्लम क्या है, फिर नेक्स्ट राउंड चालू हो जाता है. तो इसके लिए मैं वीडियोस बना रहा हूँ. तो अभी इट इज बिट ये, पर ठीक है. आई विल ट्राई एंड डू दैट मोर. वो मेरे को करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, बहुत इजी है.
The fact that they never backed down from a duel from PRX and they were, I mean, I don't know if it's statistically true, but it felt like they were going half and half.
15 को मिलते हैं भाविन जी फिर यस मिलते हैं डेफिनेटली.
Big props to them as well. Some great prep, you know, on the strategic side and the way that they were using the map. Clearly the style that Talon showed over at Lock-in is coming back alive, but PRX with the addition of something, they're now bringing us W Gaming 2.0. Here in 2023.
ये तो पहले के वॉच पार्टीज में अपन करते ही थे. अगर जो कोई है ओजी जो पहले से देख रहे हैं उनको तो पता ही है. मैं ब्रेक डाउन करता था, मैं बताता था क्या करना है क्या करना है. ओके गाइस, चलो आज के लिए इतना ही. थैंक यू गाइस फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन. मिलते हैं जल्दी. अभी मैं कुछ दिनों के लिए फैमिली वेकेशन पे जा रहा हूँ, तो सीधा नेक्स्ट वीकेंड पे मिलूंगा. लव यू ऑल, बाय बाय, टेक केयर, हैव अ गुड नाइट.